thought you were going on a date after this.
No,
Let's go.
We're back.
Let's go. Right on time. Boom. That's right. Verbal. Welcome. It's Tuesday. The dust is settled, or the mud is dried, as they say, you know.
Verb, send me a text back. I'm trying
Yeah,
to give you
Verb.
I'm trying to give you some money.
Yeah.
Dude, Verb took some
Verb?
epic photos for me at our X Factor practice of some new Tiger Wear stuff.
Yeah, Verb. Come on. What's going on here?
Trying to give the man some money.
Dude, we're trying to get you paid, man.
Epic work. Dingus.
Welcome. He loves calling you Dingus. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special, amazing edition of the Spick Span show. It's Tuesday. It's 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and we're live. We're having a great time, and we want to talk to you guys, as we always do, about some fun stuff. The events. We've got some great announcements.
These are always my favorite shows, I think.
The post event wrap up, wind down.
And next week, one of your favorite guests, we got Maddie in the house, and you know he's going to have one of these full of notes. Maddie's
going to come with the staff, but we were trying to get him here today, but he just landed yesterday. He's got a wife and a kid. And you know what happens when he comes to the Spick Span show.
Yeah,
he's
and I wasn't quite ready for that yet, so maybe Tuesday next week
we can have another couple cocktails.
Yeah, because we already saw Scott's new house yesterday. That was a long.
Yeah.
When Maddie comes, it's a grinder.
It's a grinder. It's a grinder. It's a great show. So we're really excited to have Maddie in the show next week. We tried to get some of the Damage folks to join us today, but not sure. Not everybody's a fan of the Spick Span show, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, I am going to Germany. I'm leaving on Thursday, so I got a clinic out in Germany Saturday and Sunday, going for a little 3-day jaunt to Frankfurt, just outside of Frankfurt, to Paintball Stadium.
Load those miles up.
And then I'm loading up the miles. You wouldn't know anything about that, Mr. Silver Medallion.
Dude, I got iced on the credit card thing. I never even got an email back from Delta.
They didn't even want.
Any of you guys work at Delta?
Dude, speaking of which, your Delta guy got fired.
Oh, Marcelo and I's guy?
Yeah, your guy.
What happened? What did he do?
Dude, he was allegedly doing favors in exchange for like gifts and things.
I could see that.
Yeah, because like he's super nice. Like that guy was the nicest. They have the nicest. He would be like the reason I would have possibly thought about switching over to Delta was the guy, the desk agent.
I mean, there was times where Marcelo and I were pushing it to get to the airport, and so he texted him and was like, "Hey, can you check us in and print the boarding passes? Otherwise, like with Delta, if you don't check in on time, you don't get to go on your flight. It's not like Southwest where they're like, your bags might not make it on that first flight."
Yeah. Wild. I mean, and so I guess he got fired. I don't think you guys were giving him any like freebies and stuff, but I could totally see that. You know, if you have the power, like when you're, we fly a lot, and you'll get the flight attendant, like the people at the gate, and they're the keystrokes they hit are just pretty miraculous. Like they're pushing buttons that you would never use. Like who uses the /?
Yeah.
Ever. They do. Anyway, so they're just ripping it on the keyboard, and you're like, "Hey, look, can you move this or do that?" And they're like, "No, sorry."
It'd be like trying to get into the pro pits.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're not registered to go," and he's like, "Well, I got a headband for you." Takes the headband. Tom Cole walks by, sees the interchange, and then snip.
Yeah. I think it's pretty easy to get in the pro pit.
Yeah.
John L. I saw John L. in there, and I'm like, he's like, "Dude, is it cool if I chill?" I was like, "Oh, I might have to get someone to kick you out." He's like, "I've already been kicked out 3 times." I'm like, well,
how'd you get in?
Yeah, how'd you get back in here, you little ninja? I think if you just kind of like walk in, I guess it's us, but like they stopped checking our IDs for like a long time ago. And Vic, we didn't have Vic at the event, so like the pit was just wild. The people just everywhere, except for on Sunday maybe not, because it was basically like a swimming pool in there. It's pretty nasty.
Did you see that email we got from YouTube? They said the reason we've been having technical issues is because when we have over 100 people watching, and there's under 100 likes, that's what causes. Yeah,
it's an algorithm
So
problem.
if you guys are trying to have a non-technical issue show, you better get those likes up.
Yeah, I like that.
Up to 100. It's got to be even.
That's a nice one. It was nice to see Charissa out there rocking the Spick Span shirt. I see a handful of you guys have been receiving your Spick Span shirts in the mail. thank you for supporting the show, and congrats for being a winner. Also, we still got some Mega members that don't have their addresses, so I just have these posters and keychains just sitting in here. You know.
And Ryan puts all those posters that don't get accounted for on his walls, and I'm tired of seeing them. So.
Yeah, they're all over the house.
Yeah.
I also package and lick every single one, so there's DNA on every single package that comes out. Right?
A lot of paper cuts on
Yeah,
your tongue.
a lot of paper cuts on my tongue. So if you want to frame me for a robbery or a murder or, you know, double homicide or something like that, you could probably get a Mega membership, status membership, get a poster, and then use the top of that thing and sprinkle evidence DNA everywhere.
Yeah, call Officer Bubble Bath.
Yeah. Call Officer Bubble Bath. Also, a couple of cool announcements. We got some giveaways, some shirts and stuff from Matrix Gear to give away still. Gen X, we still got a box of stuff. Thanks, R-Fan. Really cool announcement with them is, I don't know if you know, but Mike Zuppo works for a company called Ecologic, I think it's called. And basically what he does is he sells some sort of technology that makes plastics biodegradable within like a couple of years rather than like several hundred or several thousand years. So like pods, for example, are like, they're not disposable, but once the pod lid breaks off, you're probably not going to keep it unless you're really, really on a budget. And if you're at that level right now and you're watching the show, let us know and I will get you a fresh new pod for your pack. But anyway, so he works for this company that has this additive that you can put into the mixtures of the plastics, and Gen X makes pods all in the USA. They do actually up just down here in Southern California. And I believe now Gen X has licensed that technology, and it's going to be, all of your pods are going to be biodegradable. So when you toss them into a landfill or leave them under a bunker, I mean, they'd have to be under the bunker for several years, but I think they start to biodegrade within a year or two.
Were those pods I always leave in the laundry room?
Dude, those things would be disintegrated by this time.
Yeah.
You left them here for 5 years.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to grab those pods. I'm like, when we need pods, I'm gonna grab. Yeah, we're stacking them up in there. That's pretty funny. So yeah, big shout out to Gen X. That's really cool. I'm super stoked that they're pioneering that in the paintball industry. Hopefully we can get our bags made that way. You know, hopefully a lot of stuff is going to transition into there, and you know, for the cost, and our friend, we were talking, and he's like, dude, it's absolutely worth the slight added expense and cost to know that, you know, these things aren't just gonna be sitting here for thousands of years.
Hopefully it doesn't like disintegrate though when it's flying
while you're using it,
or like they're like, hey, your stuff didn't come, it disintegrated.
Oh, in transit, I think it lasts more than like a couple of days.
Oh, okay.
It's like several years.
It can't get wet.
No, it's the same exact thing. It's like the whole deal. I think you just got to be mixed into like a composting situation. It's got to like, there's like molecular, there's science that happens in there. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. So another reason to buy your pods from Gen X. Okay. Another great reason. So, and then also when they come out, when they're done, you could just re-up, buy all new pods. And speaking of cool, great things, and I'm going to give a plug to both our sponsor, HK, and a handful of other people. I want to give a big special, you know, we talked about it a while ago with Maui and all of the fires and the devastation that happened out there. And I said, you know, we're going to work on getting the paintball players out in Maui as whole as we possibly can together. So I cornered and pinned down a handful of the NXL and Major League Paintball vendors, the big three I call them, Core, Die, HK Army. And I said, hey guys, we need some help. We need to get these guys some gear. Core, I want to give a big shout out to, because before I even asked them for anything, I think like right when they heard the fires happen, they sent 8 full entire setups, goggles, gun, tank, loader, out to Hawaii. And they were like, hey, hopefully this helps whoever it is. So I turned up the dial a little bit more on everybody, and we talked with Maui Rossar, Jessica Cortez, and a couple players out there, Clint from Maui Paintball, and we found out there's 25 players that were in need. So I got Die is giving 25 of their CL Pro pants. Those are en route right now. I've got HK Army is giving away a custom Maui Hostel HSTL line jersey along with a custom headband. that's being created right now. Core is donating harnesses, more goggles, and possibly some paint. So we're gonna probably hopefully get you guys a nice little fun day out there at the field. And then I've got Major League Paintball and the NXL and Eclipse we're all teaming up here, and we've got a bunch more guns. So we're gonna have a total of 25 full setups, head to toe, goggles, headband, pants, jersey, and guns and loaders and tanks from HK Army, Planet Eclipse Ether 3s with their speedster loaders, all being compiled and sent out to Maui Paintball.
Dang.
Yeah. So that was finalized pretty much today. So I got everybody, helped to get everybody as much gear as possible. Again, it's not gonna fix everything, and it's not exactly what maybe you had before, but it's awesome and super stoked how quickly all of the paintball manufacturers jumped on. I was telling, even Brandon Fort called me and was like, "What can I give you guys?" And that, if you know Brandon Fort, that's not an everyday occurrence right there. that conversation we had, I need to have like a transcript of it and then have it put on the refrigerator. And John Rathburn, big thanks to you. He was like, dude, whatever I can give, I'll give it all. Like, just you tell me what to send. Also, big thanks to Nate and Eric from Black Ops Paintball and the AIM Foundation. We're using their nonprofit to help slide everything out there to the island. So we're hoping that in the next 2 weeks, probably, lots of gear will be arriving. Also, Arfan, I'm going to ask you for a box of pods. I haven't done that yet, but I was going to shoot you a message. So again, I want to thank everybody who watches the show, everybody who supports the show, because a lot of that was born from your guys and gals' desire to also help everybody. Right when we mentioned it, you started flooding us with donations, which we shipped out there. And so I really appreciate all of that help and support. And then again, big thanks to HK Army, big thanks to Core and John, Leds over at Planet Eclipse, and Jacko, and Chris and Nick SLOWIAK. I mentioned it to Nick, and Nick's like, "I'll tell Chris," and Chris goes, "Absolutely, done deal." That's awesome. I think those are actually, the pants are already shipped. Yeah, they shipped those today. Thanks Jessica and Maui Rock Stars, Jesse Poston, for helping me out get the sizes. That was a little tricky. So some of you might have to like wiggle, gain a little bit of weight, lose a little bit of weight. But we've got a bunch of sizes to the best of our guess at what everybody fits into. So thank you again, everybody who supports the show. Thank you again to HK Army, to Core, and to Die Precision for all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. Excellent. Also, let's call Alex right now.
Yeah, let's get on the phone.
Let's get Alex. Alex asked he would like to start drinking early today. So if we could give him a call a little bit earlier, he would appreciate that. We'll get some 7, 9, 2, 6. There we go. So, yeah. Also, big thanks to Tom Cole, Major League Paintball, and Bart Yakmak.
And at least I'm never going on your iPad because I still don't remember it.
No.
You have to tell me every time.
You guys can go on my iPad. There's and play tap to learn. There's the name right there.
It was funny. I stayed at the field on Saturday to commentate some games, and everyone went back to the hotel, and then I had my HDMI cord plugged up to the TV, and J. Rob and Mouse get back to the room and like, "What's the password to your computer?" I was like, two are the last two that I'm giving my password to. You find someone else at the hotel since the whole team's back there to get another laptop. Like, no chance.
Oh, big WEIGEL, Derek, my man. Thank you so much for the support. Also, Derek, thank you very much.
Support
he actually, support code, basically covered the entire shipping for those 2 computers that I shipped out there. It was expensive, huh? So thank you, Derek, for that.
Yeah, that's good practice.
You gotta be kidding me.
We're not live yet. Ryan was just practicing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're starting the show at 5 today, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay,
if you want to say
anything.
anything.
Ready to go crying back to Bart yet?
Ryan?
You fool.
I would be crying to you first.
Oh yeah, you ready to come?
I forgot. I went to you in between to say.
You want me so bad, I just erased it from my memory.
I actually, I like the struggle, and it's also like been a nice challenge for me. Like, I've gotten to play a lot of different spots and play different roles than I have really in the past. So I think it's been good. I think it's evolving my own game.
Sounds swell.
Oh, thanks for saying spam. I got some spam musubi today, and I was gonna eat that on the show.
That's good.
And I'm gonna go get it because it was like specially made from Sushimi Rolling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he came by and dropped off like I don't know how many pounds of wahoo and yellowtail.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're ripping. And then he gave me one spam musubi, and he goes, "You ever had this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love it. It's great." Sometimes.
Are you taking?
You see my move?
Which one?
The head spin, baseball bat spin?
Oh, yeah. But you did that numerous times, didn't you?
Yeah, but the time I did it and hit the buzzer, I got stopped for the rest of the tournament.
You did?
Yeah.
Who was mad at you? Skinny?
Everybody.
Why?
Everybody except for Ryan.
I wasn't mad.
Dude, that's what Dynasty's about. Having fun.
Playing paintball, right?
Yeah, having fun.
So look at this, everybody. Listen to this. You just watched a 1-0 Impact X Factor match that was boring as hell.
Which knocked us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, it wasn't fixed, but it was like strategically played so
that we wouldn't get in.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So.
So they do that, and now we're bored, and then we're just shellacking NYX. I think it was like 4-0. And or maybe it was 3-0 at this point. We're playing the fourth point, and we're kind of letting the clock burn.
It was 2-0, and they let it run down to like 3 minutes.
No, this was 3-0 because we ended up 5-0. The next point was the last point. So anyway, Alex does this little bat spin and then hits the buzzer, and Marcelo is pissed. He is like pissed that Alex hit the buzzer, and he's like, "We need to play this smart and blah blah blah." It's like these guys are, first of all, are not coming back on us. Second of all, man, we just want to have fun and play paintball. What are we out here for? You know what I mean? And then on top of all of that, you, the viewer, just had to like sit there and be bored out of your minds. We're not gonna make you sit there for another 3 minutes with no paintball. We're hitting that buzzer and we're playing more paintball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we can agree. We can all agree. I think that this isn't an actual sport here. Oh, come on, guys. I'm just fooling around. I've been doing it for 25 years.
No, you can say that. We can have fun. You might not be able to say it on the Play the Game podcast, though.
Yeah. If you say that on the Play the Game podcast, you are in trouble.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
I did get my lips done, though. Dude, my lips are
I saw a
bro.
video of that.
Dude,
I'm still like, I mean, they're messed up. I don't know if you can see, but I've got like, I mean, it looks like I have like it looks like I have a horrible herpes outbreak.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds.
My lips are shredded, bro.
That sounds about.
Yeah, the Kylie Jenner contest.
I'm gonna post these things up. Not sure if everybody saw old Glizzy lips out here, but
dude, in all the years I've been playing, this has never happened to me like that.
Mm-hmm. But he was out slumming it in Chicago and kissed the wrong person.
Southside, dude. I was down in Calumet City.
Trying to make out with a beehive.
Yeah. So let's I'm gonna show you guys just in case you didn't see it.
Oh no, do you have a picture?
Of course I have pictures. Duh. Oh, it's a nice zoomed in photo too. Here we go. Oh no, hold on. This is a big one. Here we go. Old sad face. Let's get another one.
I don't see it. Oh, it's a delay.
We got a delay. Which one is it? And here he is smiling.
It's not on there. It's only the top of my head. Oh, there we go.
No, I gotta resize it. I took this thing in HD, brother. Look at that one.
God,
literally, look at those things. Let's put look at those things, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Freak.
The best part about it is I don't know if you told your wife, but she messaged me and was like, "What exactly is going on here?"
Dude, I didn't tell her anything, and like I walk in the door on Monday morning because I got in super late, so I slept over at my mom's house. I didn't want to wake up like the kids and stuff up, so I walk in there at 7:00 to like get the kids to go to school, and she's like, "What happened to your lips?" Without even looking at me. So just from the picture of whatever you sent her. And yeah, I didn't say anything. So.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even like that.
The best
bad.
part about it was both sides here, and there was like this little point in the middle of it, and then they were all scratched up too. Yeah.
Oh man.
Bill says, "Hey Alex, can you give us a a lesson on how many different ways there are to cook shrimp?"
I was born with big gums, Mr. Gump.
Yeah, this is a good get the man some
gumbo, shrimp stew, barbecued shrimp, boiled shrimp, shrimp scampi, shrimp pasta, shrimp popcorn shrimp, fried shrimp, coconut shrimp, shrimp pancake, shrimp and grit. Yeah. Oh man. Thanks, guys.
Shrimp parm, you're welcome, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you always providing us with like really good content. Whether you are the content or you're just kind of making stuff up. So it's just an all around great opportunity just to have you around.
Are you talking about me?
Well, I'm not talking about Kyle.
Well, I will say, I was watching the show before I popped on, and you're really doing great, man. I mean, you were rattling off all the info without stammering or knowing or or any of that stuff, man. You're dialed in.
No, that's what I do all the time.
Yeah,
That's
he's
my
good
move.
at that. That's his
So
specialty.
actually, I think, and I say right there, when you say or it's your brain trying to figure out, and it actually can't quite get all the stuff together when you're when you're speaking too quickly, and what ends up happening is that's your brain's way of bridging a little
Air?
space. Yeah, air. You know what I mean? Short told me that one time. Yeah. So I think he was taking his his community, what is it? The communications class.
Oh yeah.
And so you want to try when you're public speaking, you're like when you have something dialed in to try not to fill it with the stuff like that. If you can.
Dude, Short like fully plays the NXL now.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. What the hell?
Why doesn't he play with us?
I don't know. That's what I asked him.
You guys could use some help.
Yeah.
I don't understand. If I were Heat, I'd pick him up.
Dude, if I were you guys, I'd pick him up, Kyle. That'd be
Short
great
is
pick.
shredded right now too. And
Yeah,
he's
dude,
like,
I mean, he runs like a marathon every day.
yeah, he's shredded. He weighs like 145 right now, and I think
Did
he's
you
at like
ask him?
170.
Yeah, because he's got 2 babies.
Oh,
too.
because he's HK.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also you probably can't. When I saw him on Thursday or Friday morning, he was playing the first game. He's like, we didn't practice at all. I haven't played the field layout once. I wish I do. I was like three guys snake side, 2 guys Dorito side. Go down the snake, win the
Dude,
game.
I mean, we picked him up for World Cup the other year, and he hadn't played all year. And we're just like, all right, go in there. And he did it, and got a couple penalties, and then it was fine.
Yeah, he's playing semi-pro, but why not play regular pro? Actually, Osborne's for this. I don't know if he is the juice out. We got juice too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I don't know. Maybe. Hey, Osborne, why would
What
Short
do you
go
got?
to Impact?
Huh?
I'm gonna ask Osborne. Osborne for this.
Someone said
question.
Short to Impact.
Short to Impact, maybe.
Well, and that would make sense there, HK.
But I
Oh,
want to.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I think he would help them.
Yeah. Axel
Oh.
Godin is quit. Impact.
Did you hear about this?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear about
Dude,
this?
you don't have the juice?
Dang.
Coming here for the juice.
Are you serious? Why'd he quit?
Well, because he's French, and his French friends are playing.
I think Axel may be the best player ever out of France. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Yep.
Who else would it be?
I mean,
Zool?
no, there was some like Colombo, Tavares.
Oh, right.
I mean, that guy Loic.
Jordan Tucker said because he wanted the first round bye.
Oh, Tauntauns. Yeah.
Tauntauns at Cup. Yeah. I guess it was. Oh, PTG announced it earlier. Oh, those Slimers.
Oh.
Wait, did they do a show already?
Did they tell
I
the
will
story?
say, I mean, if you want actual news, you should go to PTG.
Oh, come
Negative.
on.
If you want allegedly's, come here.
Uh-huh.
If you want to have fun, come here.
Yeah, if you want to have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to have fun, but we don't like fun. You know what? I'm gonna have a Reese's peanut butter cup. Might make my lips feel better.
Oh, PTG.
Are you not
did a
taking
thing
shots
yesterday.
today?
Huh?
Are you no shots today?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you want to take shots?
You want to get the Spam? Grab
Oh, where'd that bottle of whiskey go?
We don't have any hard alcohol at our facility.
We got some of our favorite beers though up there. Some big.
We've
waves.
got a bunch of wine in there. We've got like a couple $1,000 worth of wine in that thing right there. The cabinet. It's probably completely ruined because it was hundreds of degrees in here.
What'd you say?
These Adidas shoes?
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, they're Kith. Do you know Kith?
Yeah, that's a great brand. Did you buy them or you got them as a gift?
I bought them.
Wow.
Got them on the drop.
Yeah, your Kith's got you now. You got the Star Wars shirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what would be cool?
I need to ask him a Hormesis question. Somebody said
Okay.
there was a headband with my name on it. I think that can't be true.
I don't think they made a cosplay
Yeah,
headband.
that's why I was like, no, that would be
Maybe.
the last thing they're doing right
Maybe. You know what I thought was interesting, which I think they should do, is so I feel like at the end of World Cup, the bottom two teams should play each other. No, sorry. So the bottom team gets relegated, right? So Latin Saints out. PB Fit in. The second place team in the division should play the 19th place team.
Oh, like
So basically, if Blastcamp would have to play the Ironman or the Uprising or something.
If I'm Axel, I'm not going out on that one.
Like on a hit.
On that performance.
Well, he's not going out.
I know, but I wouldn't quit your team
Yeah, I mean,
after that performance.
yeah. Well, I think
We tried to pick him up too. You know that?
I don't think it was like it was just a lateral move. Like I want to play with those guys. I think there was like maybe some internal angst.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of over it. He wanted to play with his guys.
Here's to Alex Borromeo for injecting my lips with shards of black.
How do those rubber bands never fall off into the cup when you're pouring it?
Huh?
What rubber bands?
The rubber bands on that bottle. You never worried about them falling off?
I mean, I think
Once he gets to the bottom of the bottle, they'll
Yeah.
fall off.
somebody put the rubber
Gravity,
band on
gravity.
it. I had that other bottle of whiskey that I don't know where it went. I better put on my drinking gloves.
You want me to go get that Spam Wasubi?
Dude, Bill Schofield, do you know him? He played a tournament with Spicka way back when. He hasn't been playing for 10 years. Came to Chicago on Saturday, catch up, old friends, play some semi-pro.
How's Mouse's back?
I think it's pretty stiff. Like, I don't know. He told me after the flight he needs to do like physical training this week. It's similar situation like what happened to me last year on the team.
You're in
I'm gonna
back
get that
spasm.
Spam
You got to go to the Cairo. I had that too.
Can you grab me two of those big waves?
Yeah. Keep the show going, boys.
So, you know, it's interesting too because like 90% of the people out there told him not to go get it worked on right away. We didn't listen to that because that's what's happened to me and my back. If I don't get it like adjusted right away, it's stiff for like 5 days minimum.
Dude, the second I get mine adjusted, I feel instantly better the next day.
Yeah, he said he felt way better. But it was still like, obviously it's still a little stiff in the morning. I was like, get up, you know, take a hot shower to kind of loosen it up. The first game, it was still really stiff. He could like barely warm up. Then he played, but he played the 2, didn't get into the snake. He couldn't dive, he said. And then
He played after all that?
Yeah, he played through it. And then,
I mean, he could barely even move.
yeah. And then after the second game, he's like, it sucks because like right now, he's like, now it's finally fully warmed up. Like I could go back to playing the one after our second game. So it's a little bit unfortunate. But I think he'll be okay. I'm like fine with it. The chiropractor said that he pinched a nerve or a muscle in between one of his back ribs.
But it's a spasm.
Yeah.
It's not a disc problem.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like and I did that before. Remember before we went skiing, Ryan, in the helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
We had that practice like a week or 2 before.
Whoa. This is next level.
Dude, I hurt my back so bad that weekend, and I could not move. And I went to this guy, He, man, dialed me in.
Oh, pretty good.
Pilates.
Dude, this is way better than what you get at the gas station in Hawaii.
All right, Alex Borromeo.
Hold on. We need to open ours. So shout out to Michael Sushimi Roland. We've got a Spam Masubi. It looks like it's got like a McDonald's hash brown in it.
You need me to open that one?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I had one of those.
This thing's out of this world.
I bet.
Wow. I'm about
I
to
don't know. There's
cut.
something about the salt of the in the
A
Spam.
little
It's just-
nectar plastic there.
Little nectar
All right,
pack.
cheers, boys.
All right.
Cheers.
Well, cheers to well,
To Alex Borromeo in Uprising.
an uprising.
Rise up, make my lips rise up.
This is actually just, we're practicing because Maddie's coming
Oh.
next week.
Yeah, we gotta
Alex.
build up our tolerance.
Fuck.
You know what happens when Maddie comes over for the show.
Oh yeah. Wonder how many beers he puts down on the weekend up there.
Dude, he put down a whole advent calendar worth of German IPAs when he was over here last time.
And then he never has to go pee. Like if I drank that much beer,
That's another
I
thing.
wouldn't be able to call any of the games. I'd be peeing the whole time.
Dude, I took one sip out of one of those beers and it tasted like someone was soaking a jar of pennies for
It does. It's-
6 months.
Oh, what I was also going to say about the mouse thing too. Within our camp, I know BJ and then I think somebody else got the flu, and Mouse got sick as well too. I came out scot free, luckily, but I think a bunch of guys got sick with a cold or flu. But
Man.
you were saying Rich also got.
Dude, Rich was down.
Yeah. Rich is down. I heard that too.
It's going around.
Rich was down. So,
No flu shots though for me.
Al,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you think the finals played out? Do you think that Heat had any chance of winning that?
I
Wanna
mean,
bite?
any chance? Yeah. I mean, if they got to their spots 5 up and and were able to play the damage game and try to grind them out. But I felt like after the way he played us, I mean, if we had another chance at that game, I think we'd beat their ass.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking that, and Damage was playing well. So I mean, I called that game in the
Yeah.
booth, and I picked Damage for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they weren't making mistakes and were able to adjust quickly. Especially, they won the first point, and it's like after that against them in the finals, it's it's an uphill battle. But he had some chances, and the points they did win, they stole. So I mean that or the 1 point they won, I feel like that could have been a 5-1 match or 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, he just didn't have an answer, and they were dying out the break, and Damage they didn't do anything special. They just didn't make any big mistakes. I mean, there weren't really many big moves other than the one Jacob Edwards move down the tape and the one-on-one to bunker Ronnie. Yeah, I mean, it was entertaining to watch. I kind of, I want the best team to win, of course, but I did kind of want to see Heat win one. I kind of want to see Tyler get the barrel, and
That was
and Moorhead was out there, and I feel like Todd was finally like switching up the way he was doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Connor Kelly, like, to do it without Chad.
totally.
And, Better Off was kind of in and out, like, a sort of. I like seeing the team effort.
Ronnie played pretty well too.
Yeah, dude. Ryan Moorhead played really well. Tyler had an insane. Did he get MVP of the event or the series of the event?
I mean, I was gonna bring that up.
Overall MVP was Keith Brown.
So I was gonna bring that up if you were to pick MVP of the event, and it sounds like we all have the same person.
It would have been Tyler easily.
Yeah, if you're not looking at like picking anyone from Damage, I mean Tyler like single-handedly won a ton of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he made, I feel like, the defining move in our match to
When he came
win
down
it.
the snake.
Huh?
When he came down the snake
Yeah.
by himself. Yeah.
Yeah, when he came out down the snake by himself, shot Archie out of the corner, and then polished us off. Like, that was the point, I feel like, that made the difference.
That was the turning point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor Kelly had an amazing event for sure. But yeah, Tyler, and I know that Connor definitely saved a bunch of the points and like kind of got them in. Ryan had some really good attack points over there, and then Tyler was the reason that they made as far as they did. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know,
Orlando's saying he should go back to Dynasty. I could agree with that. We can't afford him, but
and we got Chris Shear.
We did play with him recently over in Europe in the Team USA thing, and man, that guy's intense.
Mm-hmm. Bonkers. Tyler is bonkers.
I mean, I said that about our practice, the layout practice. He was like playing. He was so hard to dig out of that snake corner.
In the tournament, he didn't really end up there all that much.
No,
he would slide straight into the snake on that secondary, which was definitely the move.
I want to give. I think I've talked about it before, but honorable mention also to obviously the Hurricanes organization, but their coach. Man, he does. Have you talked to Mike much? Like
no.
With I think just like what he doesn't have any like superstars on that team. Their depth isn't. Like some of these other teams in the league, and they've been one of the most consistent. Obviously, they're not getting in the top 4, but like making every Sunday, playing a really, really methodical game and constantly being in that fight. I think that that their coach is doing a really good job with what they have.
Yeah, I mean, they've been super consistent. I'd like to see them break one, but you're right. They don't really have any superstars. I mean, what's his name? Sorry, the guy from Skinny's team, Breakout.
Oh yeah, from what is his?
Clint.
No,
Clint,
it's not. No, it's not Clint.
No,
Ripple, Nick Ripple. I was thinking
Nick Ripple.
Nick
Yeah.
Ripple.
I was thinking
Clint Riddle.
Clint Riddle is why I said that.
Dude, I was channeling that to you. I was like, Clint Riddle. No, that's the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, one thing that they did really well. Did you guys notice how you could people were sitting in between the entry, like the snake 1 and the snake 2, like right on the tape, but kind of edged in, so if you start to crawl around, you can't see them. But then as you start to crawl, your shoulder is exposed to that guy.
Right.
So they watched how we played the day before and saw what Mouse and BJ were doing, and then so they knew they could go to that little spot, and that ended up costing us 2 points.
Yeah, I saw that was the match I watched then.
Yeah.
Because BJ got caught he was it was all clear, and right when he ripped around, they shot him in the ankle or the shoulder.
Because you could watch, and then as you saw that shoulder, you could just
spot.
come out a little bit and then shoot the guy down the tape.
Yeah, that's a dangerous spot to sit though, because the corner can still shoot you.
Yeah.
If he just kind of shoots, you're just shooting and kind of bring it low. Yeah, and I mean, look, I was just actually, when I got that spam masubi and some fish dropped off, the guy who dropped him off was like, hey, do you have any, I'm playing an event in 2 weeks here on that layout. Do you have any pointers? I'm like, yeah. 3 guys snake way, 1 guy Dorito way, 1 guy in the back center or one of those hold spots, and just tell your Dorito guy not to blow it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of where it went wrong for us. Is we never really, or very seldomly, do we actually put 3 players snake side at the same time.
Well, we were supposed to.
We were supposed to. What we did was we put 2 players over there and waited for one of them to die, then just loaded the second body over there.
Totally.
And what we needed to do is we needed to have you need to swarm that side of the field so that the bad guys have pressure. Because what ends up happening is on this field, and I think we talked about it briefly in the layout breakdown, but I know a lot of people still have events to play, is if you go 2 bodies wide, which is what pretty much everybody did. Say you go to the god or the god in that tall temple or the tall brick
door, yeah.
And you're matched up 2-on-2 like that, then it's just the first one goes in the snake, then the second guy goes in the snake. But if you match up like that and the other team runs to the snake, then you have a little bit of a window where the guy in the snake is going to be able to freely crawl down. At which point you and your other guy are battling a 2-on-1. So you almost have a free move into the snake or to the corner to block it off.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is we made it into the snake every time, but then we had to battle Connor Kelly and Tyler, and Archie was trying to hold him off, and we didn't have that second body, that second bit of presence over there. But if we had a second body over there and we cleaned him up in the 3rd point like that, we had Marcelo quickly delay up and just shoot through the gap and shot both guys filling. So what you need is that the 3rd guy to be over there in a position to overwhelm their 1 or 2 other guys while your dude is in the snake just going to work.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's what's going to really work.
I really liked being that 3rd body that came from the back center after shooting to that door that we're talking about, because you could essentially fill different roles. If you lost your front Dorito side guy, you could put a Band-Aid by shooting across over there and making sure they don't flash down the Dorito side. You can also become that second snake body if you lose your front guy. And then if everything's good, you have 5 guys alive, that guy can end up turning into your middle guy if the game kind of came to a stalemate.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I love.
If you
That
have
middle
5,
was awesome.
Exactly. And then the other thing was, if you lost your first attack on the snake, you can just fill straight across into that god bunker.
Yeah.
You know, so that's I think it was pretty cut and dry field. It was pretty easy. And then there's some other variations that you can do, because obviously you can't do the same thing. And to answer Jordan, your question, the home guy, and Marcelo did a phenomenal job of this, shooting snake way. So Connor Kelly, for the longest time, I think we actually taught him how to play the field. He was running the wrong route to the god bunker. And Marcelo shot him. I think we played 9 points. I think Marcelo shot him 5 or 6 times.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He played. I think he played 2 points against us.
Yeah, that's it.
And every other point he got shot off the break.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marcelo. I mean, just that alone. I mean, is huge.
Jake.
We should win based on that alone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like using the halo. If we were shooting 25 BPS, I would definitely have an even bigger advantage because those things rip. But I liked how consistent they were. I think the one difficult part though is you need some on deck because you need a screwdriver to take the shell apart.
Is that the halo like the same as the old halo?
Yeah. I think it's called the Halo 2, TOO.
2, like
Those
what?
those things rip though.
Like the Halo also.
Yeah, I had to turn the speed down on mine because it was like, I think when I had really fragile paint, it would like throw it down so fast it would hit the breach and crack the ball a little bit.
Wow.
But yeah, like Doug said, the Halo won the event. Damage was using them as well.
Halo won the event. Halo 2.
It's funny, you know, like seeing that should be a good testament to like, you know, how things like go full circle as far as like equipment, you know, and even before you guys had the new gun, you know, using some of the older guns is still fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, those things rip, and those are great big guns.
Honestly, like at the top level, like, you know, it's like a stock car, right? Like there's nuances and there's preferences and there's little differences, but ultimately, like, the operator is making the difference, and that's good. That's what you want to see at any sport in the top level, right? Like,
they talk about that a lot in that documentary, The Fast and the Furious. That's if you don't have the fastest car, it's a driver. Mm-hmm. You know, have you seen that?
And also in that other that fighter pilot documentary, Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Because
the man in the box.
Yeah, because there's that guy.
Mm-hmm. Who's really good at flying, but
yeah,
like,
he takes that plane that's like not that good, and takes out those really good planes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So we've got let's see, we've got the damage heat final. It was us and Heat beforehand. Who did damage play? Damage played X Factor for semi in the semis. What other big games, big team kind of things? What do you feel like was the main factor in you guys not making it?
I mean, we missed by like a few points, but we were beating Saints 4-0 and we let them come back into the game like with like scoring 3 points.
But you can't expect to make it going 2-2.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like.
But you're right. Like if you blow out Saints there, which you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're in.
Well, it was like that through the whole tournament. I mean, honestly, our second game, I don't want to say like we should have won, but we gave up 2 or 3 points against damage, and that score was 4-3. Like Mouse was in their snake shooting the entire team, and then he got team killed, and he squeezed off an extra ball. That got us a major. That lost us that point. And then I believe damage.
Got him.
It was either Mark in that snake wedge, or actually, you know what? We went back and looked at it. It was Clint in the Dorito Tower. He was shooting across because,
thought he saw a
which
guy
it makes
in the
sense. You know,
yeah. I mean, it's a hard one, right? Like,
yeah.
I played both those spots in practice, the snake and the crossfield guy, And when you're the cross field guy,
The cosplay guy?
Huh? Yeah, the cosplay guy.
Okay.
That's Wednesday nights for him.
Wednesday nights. Oh.
I was dressed up as Chung Lee in the Dorito Tower.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it was hard because you don't know when your snake guy was going down to like try to close the game, but you also don't want to get shot by their snake guy. So it's like, but yeah, we had a lot of like personal mistakes. It cost us like that Hurricanes game. I think that we should have been able to win that too. We lost some like really important points that we had the advantage. Almost brought it back in overtime at least to burn the time. We lost Jesse and Mouse off the break.
I saw that.
Down the snake tape. It wasn't even not off the break, but they just got shot
by Jesse.
What?
How'd Jesse do?
Jesse played well. He ended up kind of being thrown into a 2 role because his communication like really excelled when he wasn't like far down into the snake. I think he had a couple hiccups. Like everyone just had kind of some brain farts in different moments through the tournament, which caused us like some real inconsistent play. Like I didn't even have the best day on the first day, and then I was able to step up and kind of figure out the middle on the second day. But
do you feel like Horvath? Where'd he go?
Saw him there, he played with Mutiny this event. I think there was maybe a conversation or something with him about like how many reps he was gonna get, and then so the opportunity was kind of thrown out there, like if you wanted to play with someone else for the event. I'm not exactly sure how it all panned out. Actually, I am sure. I just not getting to share everything, but so yeah. I mean, then there was like it's funny. I got chewed out in the damage match that one. There was a point where we were like 5-on-3, shot a guy, and then I came all the way from the Dorito side into the snake. I ended up getting a shot on their Dorito guy, which put into a 3-on-2. And then Rainey, I'm thinking like in my mind, I know how Rainey plays. He's gonna jump out of the snake and run me highway, and I'm looking like in set a little bit, and then he comes down the tape and comes over top of that diagonal part in the snake, and then shoots me. Then he shoots Jesse, and Jesse gets a major. So it's like, stuff like that. It's funny, I was telling Ryan this, I was like, I got kind of chewed out for that, for like looking inside, and then the next match I'm looking down the tape and then I get run highway.
You just gotta play it, dude.
Yeah, I was like, come on, guys.
Comment all the time. You should have done this. You should have done that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I've been on both sides of that, right? Like, I've been on the guy taking the criticism and the guy giving it. But
yeah.
When you're out there, it's just, you just gotta try to make the right decision.
Sometimes you gotta spin your head on the tank before you hit the buzzer, regardless of what's gonna happen. Do you think that maybe
this snake was kind of like that, one of those snakes where you just, if you play it like a dumbass, you actually will do well.
Yeah.
You just go in there, you quiet down, you listen, you hear your teammates, you find the guy in front of you, and then you make a move on him. And I feel like not a lot of guys were doing it that way. Like, everyone wanted to know too much and get in the firefights, and there was moves to be made. And that's why I felt like I saw Rainey make a lot of those type of moves this weekend, where he was like, making game-defining, game-changing moves. And I felt like he was kind of one of my front runners for the MVP in the discussion. But I mean, this was a snake field, and you gotta, usually the snake one guy is like your workhorse all weekend. Like, Harry played great, Keith played great, Mouse obviously until he got hurt played great, and that was Billy Bernaccio was just like snake till you break. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, especially in the mud, it was just like those guys are just getting in there and get hands dirty. So. I get why Keith got it. Yeah,
I mean, Mouse, like, before he got hurt, was feasting on Friday.
I know, we got some great shots of him for the movie, man. We got some great ones, dude. Some bangers.
Tell us more about the movie. What's happening with that?
Kind of all starting. I mean, we've been shooting all year. I'm following certain players, and it's all sort of coming together now. I mean, we have a really good amount of footage. We've got some great shooters that have, it's really all sort of gelling, and we have a couple more practices to shoot, and then World Cup. and a couple guys are going out to the ICPL to do a little piece about some of the legend guys. And hopefully late next year we'll have something to show you guys. But it's gonna be something.
So do you just kind of, I know you always say this, it's going to be done when it's done. So what about and these are different. That project is different from the Iron Kids documentary, correct?
Yeah, it's a different project. Yeah.
Okay, so you have 2 movies coming out right around the same time?
I don't know if they're going to come out around the same time, but they're both going to eventually come out. I know that. But yeah, I mean, there's no, I'm one of these guys that's a realist about this. Like, we don't have a deadline. There's not like a rollout plan, really. We're just making them because we want to make them. So when they're done, then we'll show them to people. So I think that's the plan.
Okay.
But I mean, Patrick's Spore, Miko, and this dude Philip we have from Prague, who's he's a pro, man. Like, he knows how to frame up a shot. He understands composition. He really does beautiful work, and I feel like we're sort of really we've got our team cruising right now. We've had a lot of help along the way from Verbal and Moffitt and some other shooters that I feel like it's a really a collaborative effort, and it's going to be a cool project. I was excited about it in the beginning, but now I feel like
you lost hope.
No, I didn't lose hope, but I was like,
no, now.
Oh yeah, I've lost all hope. I've lost all hope that it was gonna be affordable. Yeah. Because and there isn't really like a game plan on how to recoup any of the costs, but it's something that we're passionate about and we want to do. So,
do you have a name for it?
No. You got any ideas? I have a couple. I'm not going to share them, but
Well, here, let's do this. We'll let the audience participate in possibly naming the future Hormesis project.
Because the audience did name our show.
They did. Yeah, the audience.
This is going to be the thrust of the movie.
Give everybody a little soft pitch here. Maybe the sizzle.
Here was my motivation to make it. Okay. So, when I was a kid, there's a guy named Warren Miller, and what he did is he made ski movies, and he made one ski movie a year, and they were music driven movies, and they weren't about competition or racing or this guy versus that guy. It was about skiing and having fun. So he would follow really great skiers to exotic locations and film them skiing. And I think he started this in the 70s, and the movie would come through one night a year to your location. So we live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'd come to this place called the Civic Center, and we'd get tickets, my dad and I, and we'd go, and they'd give you a program, and you'd go in, and they'd have a raffle, and it was like an event. People were throwing paper airplanes and, wadding up the papers and throwing them, and everyone was jazzed up. Everyone had their ski gear on. They'd raffle off some skis, and they'd show the movie, and people would be like cheering and yelling, and it would be like this electric environment. And then, you'd be super stoked at certain parts of the movie, and some parts would be emotional, and some parts would be funny, and some parts would be just like awe-inspiring. And you'd walk out of the theater and you'd be like, I'm ready to go skiing now. So that's sort of the experience I want to provide, is that, you watch this thing and then you're like, all right, I'm ready to go play paintball. It's not to grow the sport. It's not to, promote something. It's to give somebody a feeling. And I feel like I still go back to Sunday Driver, Push and Sunday Drivers. Every year I still watch both of those movies before the paintball season starts. And those movies are almost 20 years old. So, I feel like it's something that has been glizzy gunners. I feel like something that paintball's been missing, because it's like, now it's just reels, and, you digest it over this little screen, and it's like, very, you were like, what do you call it? desensitized to it, right? There's no thing where you sit down and you get your attention focused on it. You turn off your phone and you like let yourself get immersed in the music and the visual and the sounds and the feeling of what we actually do. So that's where we're going. So it's, I mean, more or less a paintball action sports movie.
So how about Splatterstorm Chronicles?
I'll put it in the.
Okay.
Yeah, we should write these down. Yeah. Can you read the comments if you go back and watch later?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Glizzy Gunners is pretty damn good.
Unless we get flagged.
Unless we
like
get
we
flagged.
did the other day with the comment you made on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That I made?
Yeah, about getting those Damien pictures.
Yeah, that little kid's pictures.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Just kidding. We didn't get flagged.
We had a bunch of these weird, like, emoji comments, though, everywhere. But,
You just texted Brandon Short directly. And
yeah, Brian Fow's in here, man. There's no romance. Exactly. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I want to capture, like, the romance of what it is. He's right.
Short said he will not be playing with Impact.
This just in, everybody.
A message.
This just from Segundi with love.
So what percentage would you say that, or if you want to say, the movie is to completion?
Oh, I mean, we're almost done shooting it because we've been shooting all year long. But then there's editing, there's music, finishing up music licensing. There's
we got some killer music, huh?
Color grading.
So 75%.
Yeah. So yeah, 75%.
Or like 72.4.
STK Iron, I think that name is going to be reserved for the one about the paintball wives.
That's what they need, a reality Paintball Wives TV show. And then all the wives could just watch that show.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Nico because he's really been putting a lot of, focus and heart and really, trying to make this great. And I do believe that it's going to be.
Yeah, man, he did a really good job with what he did with Pete, Mr. U. He did that fishing little piece. I don't want to call it a documentary, but it was just kind of chronicling. Mr. U's like a world class. Yeah, it's a documentary. He's like a world class shore fisherman. Like Johnny Depp's chocolat, Alex Fraigie's gelatine. Gelatine.
Yeah, I like that. Gelatine.
Yeah. What did Johnny Depp say? She dropped a grumpy on
my bed. Dude, you got to be in a really messed up.
Mr. Depp, when you came home and walked into your bedroom, what did you find on your bed? Well, Your Honor, it appeared somebody had dropped a grumpy on my bed. He said that shit in court, dude. Like, I mean. Oh God.
I love that you watched that entire thing.
I didn't watch it. That was highlighted.
What do you guys call it in the FRAIGE household?
Just poo.
So if Margaret were to poop on your bed, you would just say Margaret pooped on my bed?
No, I wouldn't say that.
We watch
our kids, would say,
Ryan and I watched a really great comedy movie last night that you should check out.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Talk to Me.
Yeah.
You should watch it tonight, late, by yourself.
With the kids.
Yeah, with the kids.
Yeah, watch it with Seabass and Alice. I think they'll like it.
2022 horror thriller. Oh, Showtime. Still in the theater?
Wait, it's on Showtime? Oh, Showtime.
Showtimes.
Okay.
Showtime.
I was about to say, we could have just got a Showtime subscription to watch it.
The movies?
No, we just bought it at home. It's an old-fashioned, after three bouts of Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
We made some quesadillas and bought a movie.
Yeah.
How'd you do in fantasy this week?
Dude, crushed it. Top scoring team.
Are you?
Yeah. What's up?
Well,
Smart ass.
I won too.
I was a little worried when you fell asleep
I would have beat you
in that movie last night because I was by myself. Well, I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty gnarly.
Has anybody seen that one? That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, talk to me.
I wasn't I fell asleep a couple times.
Derek Weigel, talk to me still makes me rock in the corner some nights. Jesus.
So I feel like the premise is like, kids. It would be kind of like kids doing like something bad.
It's drugs.
Yeah,
It's like drawn into like kids breaking the rules and like the taboo thing. They keep
instead of like partying and taking this party drug, it's they're just like welcoming in demons into their body.
Exactly. So
and they're all laughing. I'm like,
yeah, draws a very.
I'm watching the trailer here.
I see somebody's freaking eyes go like that, and then
like
their face looks like a demon, and then they're like talking in different languages.
Dude, no, you're not gonna be my friend anymore. I'm leaving.
I'm
out of here,
and I'm definitely not trying it.
Yeah.
So these kids are partying. What's the premise? I'm seeing that.
They have this hand that's like,
it's this like embalmed hand that's like.
It's like paper mache.
Yeah, it's a paper mache hand. No, it like creates a bridge to a demonic, like a person, like a dead person, but.
You have to pull your hand off of it within 90 seconds, or otherwise
it lets the demon in.
Shit gets crazy.
Like it lets the demon in.
It's like the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, kind of, but you get like possessed, and
you can only be possessed for a little bit. Otherwise, the demon stays in your body, and then you're possessed forever, or something. And I guess this hand.
The way they set the ending up too, like that, they're definitely making a sequel.
So this one girl in the yellow robe gets possessed.
Well, everybody kind of gets to possessed a little bit throughout the show, the movie.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. Thanks.
No, watch it. You should watch it.
I can't do that stuff anymore, man. I used to like all that stuff. I used to like roller coasters and scary movies. Now forget it, man.
You can barely even be outside without having an anxiety attack.
You're not kidding. Oh, I need a drink.
I need to take the edge off.
You can go. You can take a break and go look for your other bottle if you want.
Watching that trailer made me nervous. Bug in here.
I saw that bug. It landed on the camera.
We've got mosquitoes in here. We try to shoot them with the jelly blasters.
Dude, there was a horse flying.
That's it. I'm done with this.
On the patio the other
Done
day.
with the whiskey?
It was like this big.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's horrible, huh?
I mean, it's Eagle Rare.
Is that good stuff?
You know who gave me this bottle? I believe. Actually,
you told us.
Gave me this was,
I think you told us before on the show.
He's hammered. He's drunk already. You know who gave me this? I don't remember. I'll have another drink.
Yeah.
Who gave it to you?
He's a Champs Club's guy.
Oh, okay. So speaking of actually Champs Club, we've got the Champs Club Intel session tomorrow. We've got renewals beginning tomorrow, and we've got Decay of Nations in 2 weeks, and Clowns vs Zombies.
Oh yeah,
dude, you're gonna come up. You're gonna come up for this one. Come on, it's a big game. It's in SC Village.
Where or what? When?
October 30th and September 30th, October 1st.
I think I have church that day.
Cool, we can go on Saturday. I think they only do church on Sundays.
I have an appointment that day. I think.
Dude, it's gonna be great.
Dude, Kyle can't handle a big game.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think it's gonna be great.
You can run us to ammo. You can just bring us bags of paint. We'll take care of them.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with coming up to hang out.
You could be the ammo guy.
Help tell jokes and.
Yeah.
October what?
September. What do you got? Is this your calendar?
Yeah.
Why don't you just use a calendar?
Because I like it to read it like this. Calendar, you gotta scroll like this.
To the actual dates?
Yeah. Because I just have stuff on the weekends.
I mean, doesn't Axel have a deal with Bart where he's going to play the whole season?
Well, not only that, but Axel... Yeah, let's go back to that. And then Axel... The rosters are locked after Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you can't
just leave.
Oh, but he's got a loophole.
Yeah, because he's played with the other team.
Quale fuck? What's the loophole?
He's on the Tauntauns.
He is.
Yeah, but not in the U.S. He's not.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Dude. That's not in the rules.
It's a
like
fugazi.
Harrison could probably play with Joy Division if he wanted. He's on both teams.
I don't believe so.
Speaking of rules, that just reminded me I forgot to do the smoke bomb at this event.
Hey, can we just go back to this real quick? Kyle, instead of using the calendar to do his things, he has just everything.
Is this crazy, Alex? That I just do this? I put all the notes. Like,
No, that's good.
It's not crazy.
because then I can just, if someone asks about like what are your dates, like I just screenshot.
That's
like,
actually
3
better,
months.
so you don't have to go scrolling through the calendar.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Finally, somebody gets it.
But if someone was like, "Hey, I need you," screenshot that and send that to them,
yeah, I just screenshot this right
and
here.
and then you say pick a date that's not already booked,
Yeah, because
and then they have to look through all of it. Damn, you have a busy ass.
well, this was the
that's
whole
all
year.
Oh wow. And you gotta,
Well, I just screenshot. It's easy. Like, I mean, yeah, if we need.
Thank you, Michael. Le loophole.
But they're
Le
just.
loophole, eh?
I just put every weekend here.
I want to text Tom.
You know, at the beginning of the year, I actually asked Chat GPT to write this template for me. I was like, "Can you put every single weekend like this?" And it did that for me. And then I just added
Really?
what I had. Yeah.
Okay, that's getting a little bit better. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a calendar app though too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm texting Tom.
Kyle, you're a Pokemon guy, right?
I mean, I have Pokemon cards.
Have you got any Disney Lorcana cards yet?
No.
Dude, it's the new Pokemon.
Dude, Lorcana. I watched Alex play Lorcana every single night. We're having a team meeting and he's playing Lorcana. We're watching games. He's playing Lorcana. It's
By
like
himself?
against some online other Lorcanaites. I don't know. What do you guys call each other? What do you call
Lorcanaites?
your Lorcanans?
Locust?
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I'm not even in the
Lorkies.
group yet.
Anyway, so he's playing, and his cards he's like the Little Mermaid, the Flounder from Little Nemo, and then he's got like Detective Mickey. It's like this is the lamest game I've ever seen. And he's like, "Oh, I've got 3 inks, and I'm gonna play Flounder and Detective Mickey." And then he's got like Prince Hans and like these obscure Disney characters, and he's like wondering why he's not.
Than I do, pal.
Yeah, warming up like
Sounds like it, actually.
Dan Shelley. Lorcana is gonna be big. Yeah, Magic the Gathering Disney style.
It is.
So Michael Cruz says you could just put on Google Calendar and put it on list view.
Yeah, that's true. He's not wrong. I've done that before for Tiger Wear stuff.
So I'm gonna find out about this whole locked roster situation here. Yeah. Oh, hey, actually, did any of our viewers? I think a lot of you. We sold 100 of these gold cards. Just so you know, and I know some people wanted to buy those cool gold cards. We still need to get ours. Some of you don't want to open them up because you want to keep them collectible, and I get that. That makes sense.
But there's winners.
But they're winner cards, and only 2 people have come forward
Yeah, I
and
just
claimed
found
their
a
prizes.
Nice, expensive Tiger Wear headband
Well,
yesterday.
right here I've got a Dynasty jersey. I've got a USA jersey. I've got
jerseys.
Yeah, we got a Spick jersey. We got some Tiger Wear headbands. We've got all sorts of stuff that we're giving away. I've got a HORMESIS headband.
Oh, Schwartz Cable.
Schwartz Cable. I have to message you about my winning. There you go. So send a screenshot of the front and back of your winner card so that we know what you won, and then yeah, he did a really good job of making sure. And then the winner cards are actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
there's supposed to be an Alex FRAIGE face one, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to that one. No one's gotten the Kyle Snowman one. So all of the winner cards are labeled, and they are collectible as well. Yeah. And then also we got a little news here on an update on the standings. So if we take 3rd place or better, we automatically win the series.
Well, yeah, you're at 746.
Yeah. Tampa
3rd place
Bay
or better,
Damage.
huh?
200.
That's right. Is that right?
What?
Dude, who cares about this series, bro? Do you care about the series, Ryan?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, not really. I'd rather win World Cup and lose the
I care about
series.
winning World Cup. That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's just
Winning
like
tournament. If you could, Kyle, how about you? If you could say, all right, you're going to get last place in the series. Well, this is probably theoretically impossible, but say you're going to do crappy in the series, but you get to win one tournament, or you get 2nd place every time and win the series. Which one would you rather?
I'd rather get last place at every tournament and win the series.
Well, that math doesn't work, but
Okay. So yeah,
you'd
I'd rather win a
Would you
tournament.
rather not win a tournament, but win the series? or
Yeah,
win
no,
a tournament?
I'd rather win World Cup.
In any tournament. It doesn't have to be World Cup.
Yeah, I'd rather win a tournament.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'd rather win one tournament and fall on my face every other tournament then
Take a dirt
gets
nap.
second place.
I
You
heard
fell on
you
your
say
face
that.
2 times at this tournament.
Who took a dirt nap in the
Dude, I
finals?
played great this tournament. I got screwed and didn't even get to play.
You did play.
Ryan told me they thought you were dizzy. That's why you didn't get to play
Yeah, you were
I
still.
was dizzy.
after you
I
spun.
got my lips were bleeding and I was dizzy. That's why I'm good. It's because when I'm dizzy.
Wow, this last one put Impact down to 7th place. I think that's the lowest they've been in a few years.
Dude, I will say this. There's a silver lining because Zach Yakmek actually played really well this weekend.
Yeah.
And to have him back, I feel like is going to be really good. I mean,
He's
they
a
took
steady
2 tough
hand.
losses to Revo, and Revo was due, man. I mean, since the 187 days, Impact had just owned them. And,
Yeah.
you know, good for Revo. They beat Impact twice, which was definitely 2 upsets. And, yeah, I feel like, you know, I don't know. I didn't really, like, pick apart, like, what Impact was doing or anything, but, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there are close games, and Impact wins a lot of close games, so sometimes you lose those close games, and that's the story. But, you know, there's going to be some growing pains, right, without having, you know, their usual guys. It's like, you know, they're not rebuilding, but they're kind of finding their identity again.
So, who do you think Impact is going to put into Axel's place?
I mean, Zupa can play that.
Yeah, I think Zupa got a golden barrel. Playing.
Did he?
Yeah, he got it in Sacramento.
You got MVP. I don't think you can get a golden barrel in the minor.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, as good as that.
Well, he won. Let's see.
But
Latin
yeah,
Saints.
I mean,
they
they have
there's
guys
no
that
way
can
that
do
they
it. I mean, Dalton can play that.
Ooh, not with that elbow.
I think he's good. I mean, and by World Cup, he'll probably be really good.
Newbie sitting in 3rd. Damien's.
Huh?
Sorry.
350.
JC? Dude, they got guys.
Yeah, they got guys.
Dude, you know, out of all those guys, I mean, with the exception of Mouse, the guy I don't want to be faced up against is JC.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Or Mikey. You don't want to be faced up against Mikey.
No,
Well, he's
JC is
he's on our
when
team.
JC bunkers you, it hurts worse than Mikey.
Yeah,
Really?
it does, for some reason.
Dude,
It does.
JC probably hurts the most in the league.
Jilly Bo Rad.
JC knows like how to aim for that spot right behind your ear.
Yeah, no, JC is like one of those, he's like the guy that you really don't want to play against, but you love him when he's on your team. Yeah, Impact's going to be fine.
I agree.
You know who's not going to be fine are the Latin Saints. LA Ironmen are breathing a huge sigh of relief. And actually, I have that listed here because someone did ask, what do you think the Ironmen need to do to turn it around? Is Nick SLOWIAK watching this? I have an idea.
I do too.
Okay, ready? On 3.
What's going on with Ironman?
Hold on. What do you mean what's going on with Ironman? They're in 19th place out of 20. They took an 18th place, a 19th place, a 12th place, and a 17th place. So 12th place is the best they've done. They're pretty low here on the deal. And they just can't seem to figure anything out.
Hang on a
Okay, you going to
second.
say it?
On 3?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Too much
Their guys
coaching
need
staff.
to. Okay. Oh, too much coaching staff. They've got 3 coaches. Okay.
And I feel like you have like.
But the Ironmen, they're good to go. Their spot's safe, right? Because the Saints.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like you have three coaches, and then maybe between.
I feel like the Saints are just starting to turn it around too.
Fran and Nick SLOWIAK, because Nick SLOWIAK is also kind of player coach.
So I don't think he says anything. That's what I think the problem is. I think the Ironman can learn a lot if the players speak up. But from what I understand, the players are too afraid to speak up because they don't want to get cut.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a big proponent for like telling people or like trying to figure it out, like explain what's going on, what's the problem, how do we find a solution. And if you're on the field, like when Kevin's like, "Oh, go here and look this way," you're like, you can't see anything that way. Like, what are we looking at, Kev? Right here. He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, can you see it from here?" Okay, great. Yeah. But a lot of people are just like, "Oh, yeah, all right." Like I was watching Ironman play the field, and they didn't have anybody looking Dorito away. They would put 2 guys heads up over there, and, and like nobody looking Dorito away from.
I mean, he did that too, and they got to second place.
No, he'd had a guy in the back center. They had Mishka there for a while. No, then why wasn't anybody behind him?
Watch the games, dude. It was
Yeah.
Ronnie and Ryan and Moorhead over there, and they ran 2 out there every time.
And they didn't have. Oh yeah, that's right. Because we shot the first guy. Seems like it's a pretty
They
easy.
didn't have a plan of shooting. Only they did Tiger, but they never had a
Only once or
guy
twice.
during the game back there holding that.
Yeah,
You know-
that's crazy.
What I was wondering would have been a good like setup is you have your snake guy, snake corner guy, and then you had a guy in the snake one playing in the back, over top, and inside.
Over the top, playing inside. What?
Over the top and playing inside. So you had your snake guy,
Uh huh.
you had your snake corner guy, and then your third body would be in the snake one,
Oh, playing inside.
probing the top or playing inside.
Right.
And
That's
then your
I like
two
that.
Dorito guys.
I think that's great. I mean, I think in a lot of situations, I would have rather had Snake and Snake 1, and the Snake 1's playing like really in a liberal way, and instead of Snake and Corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather, I think that's like safe, because you're protecting that highway move kind of, you have like a really great angle to fight the corner guy. You're not straight down the line fighting with him like this. You're at like an awkward sort of inset place where he's like, gonna wrap into you if you have paint in the air. Like, I don't know. Who doesn't know if there's a guy in the corner? I think that not a lot of guys did play it that way. I mean, Archie did a good job of doing that, but just, he was having a problem getting shot out before he could get to do that in the final match there.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys feel like the communication was a little bit more difficult on this field than regularly? Because everyone, like, it was like the snake side guys were over there. Not too bad.
A little bit, not bad. I mean, it depends. If you have Marcelo on the field, you've got.
Yeah, true.
He's so loud.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear him from the other side of the field.
Like, Marcelo just knows what's going on all the time.
Yeah.
Like, even though, and he's smart in the way that, like, if he sees that we, like, lost eyes on the snake for a little bit, he'll yell red alert, even though, like, he's not sure if there's a guy in there or not, but that's the whole purpose of that call on a field like this. So he's, like, really thoughtful and intuitive of the way he communicates, and also has the voice to project it. So
Maybe he got Neuralink and just hasn't told anyone.
he does have, he's the first guy with Neuralink.
So he's watching the webcast in his brain.
Yeah. Dude, imagine that.
I just saw an article. They're taking.
Imagine
some
that.
patients
Yeah, Alex. What would it take for you
to be the test dummy.
to get Neuralink?
Oh, sign me up.
Oh,
You
really?
do it?
What perks do I get?
What perks?
I
Well, I don't
mean,
know. You're
yeah.
gonna be like one of the first people. So
Yeah.
you could
Yeah,
get
you-
superhuman powers, or you could also
Technical bugs.
be. Yeah, you
in
could
your brain.
you could get superhuman powers and like know a lot more, or you could
Whoa! I
be.
know kung fu.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Or you could be eating all the rest of your meals and from out of a straw.
Oh yeah, it's like that, or
Well-
is it gonna?
Yeah, you'd be like one of the first guys to get tested.
Okay, so the risk of it not working is high.
Yeah, and then you just have to plug a USB-C
Kill me! Yeah, no,
USB-C
no.
plug into your ear every night when
You
you go to
got
sleep.
you got to keep a extra external battery pack
Yeah.
taped to your
So I'm
hip.
either a genius or I'm like Island of Dr. Moreau status.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. No, I think I'll.
You get flagged. You get a message on your phones that you're having dirty thoughts.
I think I'll.
We know what you're thinking. You need to cut that out.
I think I'll take my chances with my already distorted brain.
It pretty much you already know. You already know karate anyway. I've seen you. I've seen you.
Dude, you missed it, Kyle. There was the whole mud wrestling situation with the WNXL. I think it was Destiny. When it rained, it was pretty great.
Let's hear about it, Al.
I don't know. I walked over there and they were like going at each other in the mud. I was like, all right, this is great.
Why was it great?
Paintball. Paintball's paintball at its best.
I saw Colt do a mud angel.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
Oh man, that was great. He was
That
so
was great.
pumped.
No, he
Yeah,
did.
was
Jumped
so
in the air and
cool.
did a belly flop.
It was more like a belly flop to
That looked
to
painful.
front
Did he
angel.
not hear about what happened to Mike Arena?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't flop, man. Don't flop. So what would you give as far as advice on how to play the field?
Me?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Me?
I would say don't try to control too much on this field. You just got to get out there and play paintball. And honestly on both sides. Like, you can set up things to try to stifle the other team, like try to, like one of the plays I really liked was going to the wedge on the Dorito side and shooting snake way, and it would like really, really screw up the guys trying to fill those spots. But if a team makes the snake off the break and you don't know, you'll get shot. So, I mean, there's risks and rewards to a lot of things, but I feel like you throw in things to stifle the other team with intention, but beyond that, you're just trying to play the guys in front of you and make a calculated attack. I think it's not a very I think people are overcomplicating this field. I feel like you just go and play sort of straight ahead paintball and deal with the guys straight ahead. And I saw too much cross field stuff, especially from the snake guys. Like, those snake guys would go in there and like be looking on the inside for kills that weren't there. So I feel like the way to win that side is you have your first guy go in and cause damage and hopefully trade with their guy, or you shoot him off the break or something, and then the next guy goes in there and deals with the guys right in front of him, and then the third guy goes in there, hopefully behind the second guy, and then starts picking up those cross-field kills. But, I mean, I think it was a straight-ahead battle on both sides, and I mean, there's certain cross-field stuff you can do with intention. Like, you could go to both wedges. You could go to the snake side wedge and look Dorito way and, like, try to lure that guy into going to the 50 on the Dorito side and try to catch him. Otherwise, you would just stay in the back center and try to hold that Dorito side as long as you could. But the mover definitely has an advantage on that guy. So then once he gets past you, you just, go in there head to head. And like, shout out to Yosh. I mean, I feel like we owned that all weekend pretty much, that Dorito side. Like, we could have won the tournament down there, I feel like, if we put more emphasis on it. But, it's a fun field.
I think it's a great field.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if the World Cup field layout is gonna be really fun. Like how. I wonder if like
it was pretty fun last year with the big center.
I bet there's gonna be a lot of center stuff on the next one because the other field had a really big center too 2 years ago.
Yeah, Jason's doing a great job with it.
He is.
I mean, I thought it was really cool how he made that little tiny Dorito right outside the back center that was. I felt, in my opinion, it was a really technical shot, but you could go to that Dorito and potentially shoot the snake off the break. But
I did that a lot, and we shot that guy a lot.
But it was pretty difficult to do that shot, to execute it perfectly.
Well, the only way.
Why don't you guys explain it a little better?
If the guy would run up the middle, then he could shoot you.
Yeah, I mean, or like, if a guy standing, like, as he was coming into that Dorito side tower, he could sit there and shoot you on the outside. Does that make sense? Like on the outside of that little Dorito?
Oh, like if he wrapped the tower?
Yeah, or if he just came in there a little bit slow.
Yeah, if he ran and shot.
Like if he put an accurate ball on you, running and shooting into the tower on the outside.
Yeah, no, I would take my chances with that guy. The guy that you have to worry about is the guy running up the middle to the juice box in the middle.
Yeah.
And that happened to me, actually. Like, my job was to go to that blind zone in front of that little Dorito and shoot for the snake. But I saw a guy running up the middle, so I instantly had to bail on the snake shot and shoot balls at that guy and then dive in.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is we just shot each other, me and the middle guy.
Yeah. In my eyes, though, I thought that was a really nifty little, setup, though, because that you could easily kill the snake from that spot, but there was a lot of variables, just like one like you just said.
Yeah, and also, like, that's a hard, easily is like a kind of a stack term, because you can only shoot right at the end, and he's running across your paint. So, Like,
True.
That's not the optimal, angle, right? Like, you want to, if a guy's running into a spot, like, you have the best chance of shooting him, the closer angle he is to, like, parallel to your gun.
True.
Like, if he's running straight at you, like, all the paintballs are going to go into him, but if he's running across your lane, perpendicular, he's got, you have a chance to hit him with one or two balls, that's it.
Yeah.
And then he's past it.
That's fair. And that was a spot where it's like right as he's diving
in the mud.
Yeah.
And and he's already in his dive. Like there's a chance you hit him and it just comes right off.
Yep, totally.
So I'm not in love with that shot, but yeah, it was a good shot.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, in the practice, you could see that lane from the bunker. Mm-hmm. Like the pin was a little off, so like in our practice with X Factor, like people were going to that little Dorito and looking the snake way the whole game.
Yeah.
Because you could see that there was like a sliver you could see.
I mean, I found myself in that that bunker in overtime with the Hurricanes, and I realized that unless the guy he has to come onto your side of the Doritos, you were pretty safe.
Right.
And
yeah,
then
it's a
you're
safe
also
spot.
safe from the snake. The guy had to come like out of the snake or put a good shot on you from your snake 1 or snake 2. So that was like a good spot to like, kind of anchor down if you needed to.
Yeah, and and I think like one other big piece of advice I would give players is the Dorito side can see the box off the break.
Totally. Yeah.
So you know what the layout's going to be. If there's 2 guys back center, then you don't really have an opportunity to take a huge bite.
Yeah.
If there's only 1 guy back center and he's not shooting your way. So, for instance, and I wish we would have, audibled a little bit more, but Heat, especially from the home side, would always shoot snake way because the home side was the only side that had that sliver shot to the snake.
Yeah.
The away side didn't have that shot.
Mm-hmm.
So Heat would shoot from the back center, snake side from the home pit, and Dorito side a lot of times from the away pit. So if you see that and you have that information, you realize there's 2 guys in front of you and 2 guys going out, and the back center's not shooting at you, take a ground.
Yeah.
Like, and let your coach know, go, okay, hey, if you want me to go to the tower, I'll go here. But if there's nobody shooting my way, I'm going to take a huge bite.
Yeah. Well, I was saying how important it was for our front Dorito player to feed over the information to our snake side shooters on what they had in front of them.
Yeah.
And like that actually helped us, and I think this was a flaw in Level's game plan. They were a lot of times just sending their snake runner, 2 back center, and 2 Doritos. So whenever they would do that setup, I would just immediately leave the back center and go to that center door,
and then shoot the next
make
guy.
sure that they don't fill out, and then we'll let the guy take the snake.
We call that amigo.
Yeah.
That was our
Did you
amigo.
guys play Infamous, Kyle?
No.
It looked like they were playing well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had
Who beat them?
I just saw. I don't know. Was it Damage?
Who beat Infamous?
Yeah.
I don't know. What bracket were they in?
I think they were in the wild card game.
Oh.
Yeah, they got.
Someone
Dude, I
knows.
feel like they've been
NYX.
knocked out of the wild card game every tournament so far.
NYX beat them.
NYX.
Oh, that's
they had
right.
a pretty good-
And they were, except for against us.
Well, I mean, that was kind of a meaningless game, but they wanted to win it really badly, which I think worked against them, honestly. They were too tight, Like if you're rigid and you really want to beat a team, like you feel you get psyched out.
Yeah, don't be psyched out. Try to have some fun.
Don't be psyched out.
Don't be
Especially
psyched out. Look at Alex. Take it from Alex, dude.
But don't
Just
have
be
too much
stress-free.
fun, otherwise you're gonna get sad.
Otherwise, you're gonna get sad.
I know not to get. I'm always psyched out. I'm constantly psyched out.
That must do a lot for your, mental prep for a World Cup, because now you're not allowed to have fun anymore. So
I was thinking about that term, fearless leader. Archie's like, yeah, you're a fearless leader. I'm actually
Extremely fearful.
constantly in
Yeah,
fear.
constantly in
That's
fear.
what makes me a good leader.
Always hope or expecting the worst
I don't know. I don't want to say I'm a good leader, but
or hoping for the best.
You can weigh in on that.
Dude, give us a USA speech. That was give that USA speech again. Did I post that? Do we have that? Do we have that on? Can we get that on the screen? Let's get that up on the screen here. Dude, Alex gave a riveting speech.
Someone had to say
Well,
something.
from a level set, a flaw in our game plan was we never shot your snake player off their break, despite shooting it from that little Dorito. So that's like going back to what we were just talking about, of the level of difficulty of that shot.
Yeah, like we were putting that shot in the mix, but we weren't relying on that guy to shoot.
Yeah, no, I mean it was
That
like
was just an extra touch, right? Like we had other guns on him.
I mean, I brought that up before we got to practice on Thursday, and I was like, if you are able to go to that Dorito consistently without getting shot and shoot the snake runner effectively, and nobody else can do it, like that's a huge advantage. But
That's just not going to happen though. Like the nature of that shot doesn't lend itself to that.
totally,
Like if you hit him from there, it's a bonus.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty wide open shot though.
yeah,
You should, and we talked about this, right? We talked about when you're gonna do a spot, like go to a spot like that, either on the snake side or the Dorito side, you got to play it like you're gonna die,
yeah,
right? You're gonna be eliminated, so just take the shot rather than miss the shot and get shot. You know what I mean? You don't want to mess up and then also Like a double whammy.
That's my specialty.
Double whammy.
Yeah, missing the guy and then getting smoked.
All right, we're
And
gonna
then getting major also.
Yeah,
Triple whammy.
triple whammy.
dude, the triple wham. So let's watch your speech here. Oh, hold on, I gotta flip this.
Dude, there's 177 people watching this crap right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you, Al. How do I
Not you guys, the people watching.
Oh yeah.
hold on, I gotta flip this. How do I flip this again? I drag it all the way across this way.
No, you have to go to the corner. Oh, the top part. No. That diamond at the top.
This one? This thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
This is an impromptu speech. I didn't even think about this one.
What are you talking
You know
about?
what's so
Stop it.
funny?
Stop it.
I felt that. That you threw it was off the cuff.
He goes, I'm gonna use
It was
that.
definitely off the cuff. I was like,
Take a look at each other.
Kinda.
You know what makes us
Someone
different?
said
I think
something
you
before
got forced to do
said
this.
something to me before we walked out there that like, I don't know. I think you said something, Ryan, about
He's already going speech.
All right. No, he's like
Commander Lips.
Commander Lip. Commander Glizzy Lips.
Commander
with the speech.
Glizzy. Commander Glizzy.
Commander
with the...
Glizzy Lips reporting for duty, sir.
All right, quiet down there.
You know what makes us different
Our
from
fearful leader.
Our ancestors were brave enough to get the fuck out of this place. And they were crazy enough to go over there for a better life. Right? And now look at us. Right? We made moves.
Away shot.
Our ancestors are move makers, so let's do that out here. Win, lose, or draw, let's make moves. All right? Hey, let's do it gracefully. Let's represent our country well. And let's fight hard. All right? Hey, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA! Yeah, Al.
So I was happy that you told you finished it off after somewhat insulting everybody's ancestors with.
I didn't hear it.
Oh yeah, the audio doesn't play back on our side because it'll be like a thing.
What did I say?
You know what you did. But I like that after that you said let's keep it classy, be respectful.
San Diego.
Yeah.
After I was a dick.
After you had already insulted pretty much 95% of the people who were there. That being said,
Yeah.
but that's important because the kids, they needed to hear that last part. Last year, the kids were not nice.
Oh, really?
Well, they were just whooping up on everybody and like extra bunkering them and like they were putting it on people. So it was good that you said that. We're like, hey guys, just dial it back a little bit, huh? Just stop picking on everybody.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel like whenever we go over to Europe, they're like so gracious over there all the time.
well, that's because their ancestors were. It's in their DNA, I think. They just didn't, you know. They were they're very submissive people, apparently, according to you. Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Dude, who is this SDK Iron? He's on fire.
Yeah, he's getting you, dude.
Who is that?
Long time
We
member.
must know him.
That is. Well, I don't know if we're allowed to dox him. Is that how you call it?
Don't. But I mean, you can tell me privately.
Okay. His address is, and his
Tell
email.
Armin.
He's in the Dynasty Champions Club. If that. Oh, there you go. Dan Shelley just said that. Oh, and you signed his cap jersey in Philly.
I think I remember that.
His last name is in the
In his username.
Yeah, stare at it a little bit harder. It's probably not STK. It could be. Remember that team STK?
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia. That's right. We
Isn't
can get
that
some
like,
more.
Carl Markowski's? Oh no, it's H2K.
H2K.
Yeah.
H2K. It's kind of like Y2K.
Black Swan.
Hard 2000.
He said that's not his last name. It's Peterson.
Oh shit.
I'm like looking at it like it's some kind of a jigsaw puzzle. What were you?
Unscramble the letters.
All right.
Da Vinci Code.
Well, you've gotten a bunch of packages addressed to someone iron. and that's what your name is in my shipping department.
Adios.
All right. Well,
no, not to you guys. Yosh is leaving.
Oh, cool.
He hates the Spick and Span show.
Dude, most people do. I believe it. Hey, are you gonna bring any of those old school guns out to Decay of Nations?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Check this out. I'm gonna show you something.
Okay. He's got an Angel, an autococker, and an auto mag. I doubt that auto mag works. Shackleford. So right after this, we're gonna do a bunch of giveaways. We've got an HK Army Street Ball jersey to give away to a Mega member. We got a Gen X package going out to a Mega member. We got a Gen X package, HK Army stuff, and Matrix Gear stuff going out to all members. And then we've got Island Designs cooking up a cool new sticker pack for all Mega members. We're gonna be shipping that out pretty soon. Also, just as a reminder, if you are a Super Mega Support Status member, then make sure we have your guys' addresses. And well, we need everybody's addresses, just in case you win.
I'm sitting there at the Field 1 booth, and Ronnie Simpkins walked by, and he looks over at me. I'm like, hey, Ronnie, what's up? And if you don't know Ronnie Simpkins, he's an old school aftershock guy, great personality, hilarious. He's a legend. And he comes over and he's like, hey, got something for you, bub. And I'm like, okay. And he pulls out this neoprene sleeve, and he hands it to me, and I'm like, what's this? And I pull out a dope-ass Misfits Shock Tech autococker.
Whoa, look at that.
And he's like, that's for you, bub. I'm like, dude, no way.
He just gave it to you?
Yeah.
Dang.
And I guess I was commenting on his a long time ago of how dope it was. I mean, this thing's sick.
That is pretty cool.
That thing's badass.
And yeah, so...
Have you aired it up?
I have not. I can do that right now. I'm going to throw this OTP barrel on it. I wonder what bore this thing is. Look, it's got the, Dude, this is dope, Brian. You remember this thing?
Yep. Dude,
so
you should have patented that.
Yeah, you know how autocockers have the, they don't really have ball detents because it's a closed bolt. So, like, the ball loads into the barrel, and then if you don't fire and your bore's too big, the ball will roll out. So my dad made this little thing. It was like a little vise that you clipped on your barrel, and you'd screw it in and make a little dent inside, and just enough to hold the paintball there. So
oh, wow,
that was his invention.
So it would keep the ball, because what happens is if you shoot and then you're just playing with your barrel down, the ball would roll out of the breech or out of the barrel.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so he made this thing for it only worked on
OTP barrel right there on Target Products. Looks sick on there actually with the it's dust body with nice. All black, all gloss black parts. Dude, it's on.
OTP. Yeah, you know me.
Go get a bottle.
Yeah, go air that thing up. Let's fire a couple shots off. Let's get a little video of that thing ripping. I have a sneaking suspicion it doesn't work properly.
You think
I'm not much of an autococker tech.
Convince him to shoot a paintball into the wall.
Yeah.
Like right there under the guns.
It kind of needs one.
Yeah, like right
spruce
there.
Up the wall.
Right there next to that metal.
Let's see if we can get Alex to shoot the wall. You guys think that'll be a good idea?
Yeah. Dude, it's a gift.
Hey, you need to...
Would you shoot a paintball into the wall?
Let's hear it. Oh, damn.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Hey, will you put one paintball in there?
Dang. Would you shoot a paintball? Would you shoot a paintball into the wall behind you?
Oh, wow. Tom Cole's calling me.
No, you're not going to do that?
Just one. Spruce the place up a little bit, man.
Or onto one of the cabinets.
Nah, it's going to splatter everywhere. I got my new sneakers there. It's not going to happen.
Dude, one shot into each cabinet.
I'll do a lot of things. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Should we
on this gun,
should we call Tom Cole back?
And
see if he says anything bad about everybody?
Can we FaceTime him, or did he need like some...
He needs like a special background
like
because he's like... Yeah, he's weird about that.
I have to shoot with my index finger.
Just put him on here. See if he answers.
Like...
Because then it'll... Yeah,
like try to FaceTime him?
Yeah.
Who are you getting?
Tom Cole.
He just tried to call.
He just tried to call. So we're gonna call him.
The show?
What?
He doesn't watch the show.
Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah, but I mean, who doesn't know we're not on every Tuesday at 4 p.m. You know what I mean? Like,
we're ringing him.
now he's gonna
Watch this show. I'm live on a show right now. You don't actually watch the show, do you?
Well, you called.
No,
and
I don't actually watch the show.
You called, and I wanted to make sure that you know, like, I got you because you were very different. Because when I sent you that text message, I realized that there were 6 blue text messages in a row without a reply text message. So I figured that if I could get you on, I should do that.
Well, if you learn by now that if you send me something complicated, I can call so that we have no written evidence.
Oh, there's no evidence here.
Yeah, and your email responses are extremely minimal, which I appreciate. Exactly. Yeah. We're not setting myself up for something here for sure. So what is the question?
Okay, so I want to preface this just so it's not a trap, but you are, like he said, you wanted to call so there'd be no evidence of the conversation, but this is, you're live on the show. So before you say anything that you didn't want to be, out in the ether, I'm going to do you the solid. Hey, you've been getting my emails today too? I've copied you in on a couple emails.
Yeah, I got Leds calling me. He's like, is there a reason you're paying for stuff for people from Hawaii?
It's because you're a good human being.
I said, yep, we just want to help out.
There we go. Thank you, Tom.
What's Leds' problem? He doesn't want to help out? No, he just wanted to make sure that Ryan wasn't just promising my money for something that Ryan was working on.
Dude, imagine if I did that. Like, I'm not that type of guy. I can't believe he had to call you to, like, double check that instead of asking.
We raised a ton of money. We raised like $4,000 for this. It is spending other people's money. You just tagged me in and said, and Tom is paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little dodgy.
Not really.
Dude, Tom's drinking wine right now. Are you drinking wine? That's iced tea, brother. Good for you, bro. I'm drinking whiskey. Ryan's having beer. Tom's having a little Merlot. I don't doubt it. All right, guys. And I won't answer. Sauvignon. All right. Check out what Ronnie Simpkins gave me. Oh, wow. Yeah, he just handed it to me. Check out my rate. Uh-oh. Y'all watch out.
Uh-oh.
Dude, great. Let's hear it for Tom on a great weekend. Little rain, no problem. Thank you. That's why I look so tired. It was a long week. You know, that place is going to take another year to grow the grass back, and right when it gets to perfect length, we're going to come back and ruin it again. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Hope not. Let's hope not we have to go back there, or hope not that it's going to rain again. No, let's hope, one, that it never rains again on a paintball tournament, and two, that we actually have a guy coming out next week to look at the grass and, kind of like reseed it. So. Oh, so you got to deal with that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we deal with that.
There's grass there now?
Yeah.
The venue's like, okay, you destroy the grass, now you deal with it, or you tell them ahead of time, like, whatever damage we do, we're going to like. We've done it both ways, but typically when you have like an entity like that does their own grass, the guy will come out and be like, it's $45,000 to fix it. So they come out there and they roll out sod, and it's a whole thing. Yeah, so we're a little more hands-on, shall we say. Got it. So you guys really don't like it when it rains? No, I do not like it.
They have to bring out a grass Zamboni machine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everybody gets mad because they always act like we really like to do that. like we desire to be at rainy places, Yeah, no, it's really bad. Wow. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Props to you guys for incurring the extra expense. Yep, no worries. It is what it is.
Yeah, and it's okay because you guys are charging so much money for the MLP IDs that it's covering all that, right? I got Brian. We got Brian Fowl in the chat right now.
I'm still mad at him. I use him as my story all the time. So tell him.
He said I paid my $100 for my fancy MLP ID in Pennsylvania.
Does spa insurance work for massages?
It's $65, and I have no idea if it works for massages. Probably not.
If it's like ordered by your doctor,
what's
probably.
What's the MLP ID?
So, Major League Paintball.
Your ID. It includes your insurance. Oh, right. You have insurance.
Do you have stats on how many people who have actually received the insurance or cashed in on the insurance? I don't want to say cashed in is the right word, but.
No, I mean, I know of at least 2 people that have used it and seemed happy with it. 3.
Dalton used it.
Yeah,
Dalton used it.
Yeah.
I know a guy who got a DUI on the way to the field and he used it. A kid from New York. kid from New York Wrecking Crew used it.
Okay.
And a kid at the ICPL used it.
Did you use it on your lips? Is that
Alex
why
could've used
the
it on his
swelling
lips.
went down the next day?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Sure. All right, let's get to the question. It's like 8 o'clock at night here. I'm tired. What time do you go to bed? About 9. Are you going to watch something before you go to bed? I'm old.
Oh, there's a really good comedy. It's called Talk to Me.
What are you going to watch before you go to bed? I don't know. Probably. You know that the new Bachelor's coming out where it's the Golden Bachelor? He's 70 years old.
Yeah, it's like you.
I could see Tom Cole as a king of the hill type of guy.
My plan. Honestly, I've got a formula for you, Tom, for a paintball/dating show concept. It's gonna blow people's minds. I'm all in. I'm all in. But no, I don't watch The Bachelor. I've never watched The Bachelor.
So what is your go-to show?
Planet Earth.
I would watch Planet Earth, yes, over and over and over again. That'll put you right to sleep. Oh, yeah, straight out. Straight out. So, all right, go ahead. Hit me up.
Okay, what's the deal with the locked rosters?
Oh, yeah.
Are the rosters locked after Chicago?
All U.S. teams have a locked roster.
Okay.
So what if there was a player on a U.S. team that also competed on a pro NXL Europe team, but wants to leave his U.S. pro team and play with his NXL Europe team at World Cup?
Did Fry quit Dynasty? Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe.
Axel.
Yeah. What if? Yeah. What if?
But that would apply.
Hypothetically, Fry wanted to play with a European team.
So strangely enough, I was just reading the rules with Jason today about that, and it clearly states a U.S. player could not go play for another U.S. team. It does not clearly describe what would happen with a European player.
Le loophole.
Loophole.
I told you, Ryan. We did not think of that. I will say though, bravo to you guys for sitting around on a Tuesday reading a rule book.
Well, I think they had to.
Tom, I also have a
Somebody
question.
might have been breaking the rules.
I saw in the rule book that you're not allowed to use things like a smoke bomb, but potentially if I were to use a smoke bomb in the middle of a match, what was the penalty? There was no ruling on what the penalty would be. Is it just...
we would probably never let you play paintball again.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
But it's not in the rule book, so I just wanted to
Say,
clarify.
what about if Alex did it?
I mean, I think you could play paint. They couldn't stop you from playing paintball. I can stop you from playing paintball at our events. Well, yeah, but... Well, that's playing paintball for him. So it doesn't say you can't run around and cut all of your opponents right before you play them either. But we would take action for that, right? Like, it's obviously unsportsmanlike conduct, you know what I mean? You could mace everybody. You could just walk past their pit and spray everybody. Well, smoke bomb's a little different, and it's like a funny joke. What? Like a smoke grenade in the game?
Yeah, like a smoke grenade, and then I ran to the snake.
Yeah. Well, I did that in practice before. Everyone freaked out. Yeah, and you all live in California, right? So I'll get sued or something by someone that said they inhaled smoke. Yeah, I inhaled smoke at the last event.
Yeah.
So no, let's just not do that.
All right.
I inhaled smoke in the Hormesis booth. So yeah, the Hormesis booth smells pleasant. That's for sure. It was sunny in there.
That was sage, not smoke.
The Hormesis booth is impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Did they clean up their trash this time?
I take someone straight to the Hormesis booth. Dude, we're gonna blow it out at World Cup. You're gonna be stoked. I will be.
You're gonna blow what up?
So what do you all think should happen? Let's go through this. So, what do you all think should happen? Do you think a European player should
have to follow the same rules?
Let the players play.
Yeah, I think let them.
So
play.
let me just say this: are they playing in the U.S. on the U.S. terms and rules?
That's a question. They are.
Okay. Well, I think that answers the question. If he wants to play with them and then the team doesn't allow it and you guys do, then they would have to also play with 4 pods.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So if we're playing European rules and they're adhering to European rules where the rosters don't lock, then they also have to play with 4 pods. However, that's just me interpreting the rule of law. I think anybody should be allowed to play as long as the coach or the player or the coach or the owner releases said player.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, what's the intent of the rule? Like, is this really circumventing the intent of the rule? I think in this case, no. Like, the guy actually plays on the tauntaun. He's a French player. I don't know what his situation is with Impact, what his commitment was. I mean, that all plays into it. If Bart gives his blessing, I say let him rip. I mean, otherwise, it's like a discretionary thing.
So but yeah, it would be different if you went to like Houston Heat or something.
To stop someone from just building a super team at World Cup and using a bunch of money to steal everybody away from other people. And the problem is that if, let's just use Dynasty for example, let's say Joy Division decides, they're rich, let's say, they're not, but let's just say they were, and they decide to steal 4 of your players, it's a one-way steal because you can't even trickle down and steal anybody back.
Right, so like the way I envisioned it is it was to prevent like a situation right now, like, okay, AC Diesel's like out of it, right? They don't have a chance to win the series. So say Damage is like, all right, we want to beef up for World Cup, and they go after Mouse and try to pick him up for World Cup. Like that's what it's designed to prevent that.
Or like Latin Saints picking up like 4 superstars so that they can avoid relegation.
Yeah, right, exactly. So like if Latin Saints are like, we're getting relegated, let me get like 4 other pro guys off of like mid-level teams and so we can save our spot.
Yeah, that's
so, like, that would be a no-go. But I mean, the Axel thing, it's really kind of, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's not that thing.
Yeah,
it's different.
You should know the rules before you quit in the middle of a team meeting, though.
Is that what he did?
I would.
Yes.
I would try and knew the rules as I was reading
so right after the tournament. Wait, explain the situation to me.
Well,
that's
allegedly,
I don't know the situation.
Allegedly, the situation was in the middle of a team meeting. They were discussing a whodunit scenario on where everybody made mistakes during the event. You didn't look this way. We should have done that. We should have moved here. And in the middle of like all the kind of like side conversations, Axel said, "You know what, guys? I think I'm not going to be playing at World Cup, and I'm going to be playing with the Tauntauns."
I like how you like have to throw in like a fake French accent.
Yeah. And then
it was really half-assed though.
I know it wasn't as good as what Alex would have done.
Yeah. So if that's the case,
guys, I think I don't have one yet.
It's a challenging gray area, and I cannot tell you how I would envision this. So I will think on it. How's that?
Well, yeah, that would be awkward if they were like, "Sorry, you can't. You got to stay with them."
I mean, did Bart say anything?
Yeah, I believe he said something to the tone of, "Get the hell out of this room."
No, I know in the moment he probably did, but like as far as like the rules go,
I did not speak to Bart on that regard.
In my experience, Bart's pretty fair, right? It wouldn't go to them though. I don't think this is an owner's decision of the team. I think it comes down to us. We have to interpret the rule the same way, right?
I feel like the owners should always have, like, if they release the person, it's like, again, it's not the person quitting. Now, I guess there could be some...
It's just not protecting Dynasty, right? So let's use that as an example.
Sure,
Let's say AC Diesel's already out of it, right? We'll pick on Spicker here. So AC Diesel's out of it. They're not going to win the title, but they also can't get relegated, right? So Latin Saints comes and offers... Mark, hey, why don't you recoup some of this sunk cost you got, which is sunk deep, and says, I'll give you $100,000 to have your 4 guys come play for Latin Saints, and if they place in the top 6, which is where they need to be in order to not get relegated, I'll pay you another $100,000. So now it behooves Mark Johnson to make that move, but it's really not fair to the Ironman. So that's why you can't have Mark Johnson making that decision.
Mm-hmm. I see. I was thinking. I thought about that as I was kind of saying it.
So we try not. I mean, like it's a tough life for Jason, right? Because he's got a lot of these, and then I get a couple of these. But you really can't. We have the same problem on the teams. The teams will be like, we won that game, and the score says we lost, and the other team will even vouch for it. I'm like, you mean the team that lost all their games except for that one and is going home anyhow? That you could have given $100 to say no, the other team won. Like, we have to go by the facts we have, not by other people's testimony. Because it just puts everybody in an awkward spot. Or it could be your friend, right? It could be a great friend of yours, and you're like, just tell him you screwed, you cheated me.
Right.
So, I mean, I agree with you. Like, you do have to go by what the law, what the rules say, right? Like, that's your best interpretation of the rules, the way you should make your decision. However, like, in this case, I would make a call to Bart and say, like, hey, Bart, do you have a problem with Axel playing with the Tauntauns? Because really, honestly, like, we should say, no, we don't want Axel playing with the Tauntauns because we have to play them. Like, you know, like that. We should be the ones that should say that. But I mean, honestly, I don't give two shits. But it's just, you know, I think that.
Did you also
in my just for peace of mind, I would like to know like what Bart says. Like, should he be allowed to play or not?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that should weigh into your decision.
Why don't you just text Bart?
Alex should text Bart for sure.
Yeah, just text. That seems like a pretty easy one to figure
I have
out.
a good relationship with Bart, and I'm not going to text him to figure this out to give the information on your stupid show.
Oh, I don't care about the information on my show, but if it really was like
no, I don't
burning a
care
hole in your
yeah, because it's also like you don't want to call because like it also comes down to a popularity contest, right? Like no one's going to screw Alex, right? But people may screw over someone else, right? That no one likes, right? Like
Ryan spent half a day figuring out
popularity contest, and then if I call someone and then I don't listen to their advice, then I'm on a shit too, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Right. So,
and I will say, like, I mean, applaud you and Jason actually is the man. Like, we were playing Heat in that final point, and Mishka got hit in his hopper in the back center right in the beginning, and it's like railing on his gun. It's right in front of our pit, this giant hit, and the ref's like looking right out. We're like, yelling, you know how it goes. And Jason's like, you know, the guy gets a minor penalty. We end up not winning the point. We didn't have enough time, and we lost all our guys or whatever, and we lose the match. And I'm like, Jason, that's gonna be a major. And Jason comes over and he's like, that's the definition of a minor penalty. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Yeah, no,
he just, you know,
dude, he's on it.
He's the guy for the job, man. Like, it's not
I
gonna
don't
get better.
Never been a better person. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's got the right he's got the right temperament, the right mentality. He cares. Like, he's just he's a gem.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a zero fun job.
Even though it should have been a major.
But when you say the rosters are locked, like you can add players to your roster, correct? Or no?
Correct. The rosters are just locked from other pro teams, right? So you could pick up a semi-pro player.
Yeah. But we could pick up Kyle.
I'm on a pro team.
No.
I'm kidding, Kyle.
Yeah, the only question is, and the other, if you got cut right now, right? Let's just say Kyle got cut for Magic, right? Could you all then pick him back up? And I don't know the answer to that. That's really a Jason question.
Yeah, and that is actually a good point, right? Because that could be the same thing.
I mean,
we try to do that.
Say no because that creates a loophole that
right. Because you could just give me $100,000, give Mark Johnson $100,000. Because we actually tried to do that. We tried to do that when we tried to pick Axel up when we lost all those bodies. Someone got hurt. What was the reason we were trying to get him for World Cup that one year?
Yeah, and then we picked up Short instead.
Yeah, we picked up Short and Scott.
Yeah. It's because I wasn't good enough for you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
What year was that?
So it's 2020.
21.
No, 2020.
21.
21.
Alex is scarred.
Yeah.
So we wanted to pick him up.
Axel's a beast, right? Axel's a beast.
Yeah, he's great.
Great.
No, it was because of his clips that we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Remember?
But
wouldn't let him play with our gun.
But our game plan was, we said, just quit the Tauntauns publicly, and then we'll pick you up full time, and then we'll let you guest with the Tauntauns, and you can use whatever gun you want.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing on a U.S. team, so we didn't have to deal with that rule.
Right.
That's why all our rules have to be really detailed.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm talking about loopholes.
Yeah, like the smoke grenade one. You need to go back and work on that one.
I don't think this is
like
a
rule that says we can arbitrate everything. Right? There is that rule.
Is there?
Adding that to every rule book I've been a part of since the end of time, right? It's the Tom Cole outlaw that gets to say I get to do whatever. It's in the spirit of the sport.
What about a flashbang?
It should be called to grow the sport. I think that's the best.
You are the spirit of the sport. Tom Cole is literally the spirit of paintball.
Yeah, he's not even a real person. He's just an old
spirit of paintball.
Spirit of paintball.
That's for sure. And we have the ICPL next week.
Yeah.
We should get some pictures made up, Ryan. That's Tom Cole, but it's like that portrait of George Washington. You know, the famous painting of George Washington that everyone's got up.
Crossing the Delaware?
No. That would be even better. But it's just a portrait. It's like his face that people have up in their classroom.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. All right. Well, on that note, I'm out of here. I appreciate it, guys.
All right,
What are
thanks
you
for
gonna
stopping by.
I haven't decided yet. I just like scroll around. I'm actually probably gonna watch the webcast from the event.
That'll put you to sleep.
Did you have dinner yet?
I get to watch. No, I haven't eaten yet.
What are you gonna have?
A lean cuisine or something. I don't know.
Oh no, Tom.
Hungry man.
Really?
I knew you were gonna hit me with the health stuff. I ate like a slim.
No, not about. I don't care about health. I just want
You would have thought I was hitting mushrooms or something. You were like, "What? Don't do that. That's evil." Here you go. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be good.
Thank you.
We need to get him a mascot.
Yeah. There you go. We're good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know I'm tired.
Jeez. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give it up for Tom Cole? He's look at him. Look at him. Just he still has mud in his toes, for God's sake.
I can hear it. I can hear it now. The sound of 178 people clapping.
Tell him thanks. Tell him thanks. All right,
This'll-
guys. I'll see you later.
All right, Tom. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Yeah, we're gonna give a couple of air horns here. There's one for Tom. Cheers for Tom. Lean
Dude,
cuisine.
that's great, brother. He just comes on the show, impromptu. You had a question, and there he is.
There he is. He didn't really have an answer.
Yeah,
He was tired. Give us
He
your
had an answer. He's gonna get to play.
yeah. And he's gonna ban me if I use a smoke grenade.
forever
That's
from
good
all
to know.
paintball.
Yeah.
You should. This is your time to use it though.
I went up to Jason one time, and I had a cut mask, like it was like modified.
Uh-huh.
And I go, "Hey, Jason, can I wear this?" And he goes, "You could have if you didn't ask me."
Yeah. I think he's told me that before as well.
Yeah, I
Am
think I
frozen on
really.
your screen?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen. You turn the camera off.
Is that what happened?
Sounds like it to me.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna spin this wheel right now. We've got a couple. Can you grab the out of that bag right there, the dry fit? We'll show that thing off.
You can give away some headbands too. I'm out of here.
All right. Okay.
See you
one,
later.
the
Great
H2?
job, guys.
Later, eggs.
Love you guys. See ya.
Love you
Later,
too.
dude. I don't love you.
This street ball one?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. I didn't even know it was in there. Yeah, street ball. Let's run it. Hold on. Let's. We're gonna pull this.
What did
screen
Kenny's message say?
up. I don't know. You should read it. Let's read it. Okay. We're gonna spin the wheel right now. I've got a couple of gifts to give away. We've got some HORMESIS headbands. Let's just give away a HORMESIS headband right now.
He said street ball jersey giveaway, send me winners and sizes.
Okay, cool. Let's give a couple of street ball jerseys away then.
All right.
All right. Well, Matt Wright, you're off the break. Matt Wright is winning a HORMESIS headband.
This one's pretty cool because it's like all their
That's the
old
original,
logos.
dude.
Yeah.
That's the original. That's
Yeah.
the original. We're gonna go with a Gen X prize here, courtesy of Gen X Global. Get your pods.
Oh,
and
and
your
they have
podcatties.
this. It looks like an
That's
NBA
nice.
type.
You can put your
patch.
name on there. We'll put something on. Dan Shelley, getting the pod caddy.
Yeah, if you have any old like 720
There we go, Dan.
paintball videos, you can see
Um,
X-ball videos with it.
Ryan Santoni said there's nothing about paint grenades in the rule book. I thought you read something about
No,
that.
there is. It's if you search through the rule book
Forky getting a winner.
under grenades, it's like banned equipment.
Yeah. And what am I gonna have? What we are gonna have for supper, Rob, is we're gonna have macadamia encrusted wahoo, freshly caught off the coast of Mexico.
You know what I was
What's
thinking?
up?
A good trick would be is like say we're playing each other and I'm up like 4-3 against you, but we're in X-ball because the other game ended. Like as I know we're about to win the point, I unscrew the cap so when you come back up and you go to that bunker, it's deflating.
deflating.
It'll be deflated by the time we
Dude,
start
that is
the
a
next point.
nice Knievel one.
That would be
Dude, that is such a nice move.
yeah.
I believe Pat Kraft does that. He said he's unscrewed the
He's
bunker
screwed it
while he was playing. It was too inflated. He just
uh.
didn't want to get shot in the feet, so he unscrewed the bunker and deflated it a little bit and then screwed it back together.
I feel like that it's not allowed.
No, for sure it is. I deflate bunkers if we're walking out there and I'm like, dude, this thing's over.
Oh well, yeah.
Hit it.
While you're walking
During the
out,
point, I don't know. Next up, we got some Matrix gear prizes for you guys. Mr. Michael Dowden. All right, we're gonna jump over to the Mega Wheel here.
If a bunker falls over like a can, and it like starts rolling, could you just like roll it to wherever you want?
Yeah,
And keep
yeah,
playing
of course,
behind it?
of course, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, move it.
So why don't you just undo it?
That'd be a good one. You kind of have to like run into it.
You could get like those.
These would have been great questions to ask Tom.
Those shoes where the knife pops out. So you like tap the heel and then the knife pops out.
Oh, like that guy in James Bond.
You can slice the
I'm into
bungees
that.
off
I'm
and then start pushing the bunker.
I'm into that. I'm okay. I think you're
This is next level.
Yeah, I think you're really onto something,
Yeah.
guy. You're really I haven't seen you this creative in a long time. Okay, so I apologize for all that. What do you guys think about that stuff here? Mega Wheel coming out here. Mr. Money Mike in the house. Let's go. It's Steven Seagal's boots. No, those are the guys who are always fighting against Steven Seagal and Van Damme. Mr. Stutter getting an HK Army streetball jersey. All right. And next up we have, let's go with a Gen X Global Mega Support Status Prize package. You're going to get a pod caddy and a pod bag going to Mr. Bem Raps.
Verbal said at Bunker Fest, someone had the ability to do the roll a can.
Oh, that was like one of the options?
Maybe.
That's
Didn't
pretty
take
cool.
Didn't take advantage of it.
We're going to do two more
Or
headbands.
maybe it like undid, and then he just ran to another bunker.
Oh, Alpha Dog. Alpha Dog. Okay, one more Humorous headband. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at him. Dude, he was huge.
I know.
That was a big one. That's what I was like. I was literally just itching my leg, and I'm like, that's probably because
One
that
got me last night at Scott's house too. I was itching forever.
Dude, mosquitoes are a real deal right now. Okay, one more Hormesis headband going
We
to
got Jaden
Benjamin Nuts.
I don't see a T in there.
Yeah, there's no T in there. Benjamin Nooses. News. All right. All right. Awesome. Great show. That was fun. I'm glad that Tom Cole came on. I'm stoked that Alex was. He said call me early in the show because I can't. I've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And he ended up staying for almost 2 hours. So obviously he lied to me over text message, which is kind of hurtful. But
And now in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't throw a smoke grenade in the match this past weekend.
I think you should have at that point.
Yeah.
But I guess.
And then I would only be able to play 10-man, so I guess that would be... Because I'd be banned from the NXL.
Oh, banned for life.
Yeah.
I think we would be able to get you off of it. I think we'd be able to get off it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big thanks to everybody this weekend that showed up. I know a handful of you guys were seeking refuge under the Dynasty Champions Club tent. That spot was by far the best little spot in town. Great killer view from there. If you guys are interested in more information about the Dynasty Champions Club, go to dynastypaintball.com. We're going to be opening registration for all current members, so you guys can expect to see some renewal membership information being sent to you guys. Tomorrow we're going to do an intel session. We're giving a bonus gift next quarter. So not only are we drawing next month for one player on the Champs Club, will be coming to World Cup with us. Killer.
That's one of the most epic gifts.
That's a pretty
Champs
cool
Club
one.
does.
That's a pretty cool one. And then you've got we've got all sorts of great stuff. So yeah, we've got a cool little bonus gift. We've got some really cool personalized items coming to the Champs Club next quarter as well. So if you guys want more information, check out dynastypaintball.com and to be in the know. And we will be sending out some information. We'll keep talking about it.
Yeah, Ryan said, where is it in the rule book? I only see incendiary and smoke producing devices. Smoke producing devices
I believe falls under the smoke grenade category. Ryan.
So that's it.
Tony,
Yeah,
that's the one that we're talking about.
but we just didn't know what the repercussions were. But Tom just made a decision on that.
Yeah. So if someone would like to throw a smoke bomb into the field, actually, you know what? I've got smoke bombs here, and I'm going to DECAY of Nations in 2 weeks. So I'm going to do my best not to start a fire. You think they're allowed smoke bombs? I'm bringing smoke bombs to DECAY of Nations. So if you're in the Champs Club, come to DECAY of Nations in 2 weeks. We're gonna have a killer. We're gonna have a little VIP tent set up for everybody. Water, snacks, some coffees, all the good stuff out there. Kyle might even come out. Probably not, but possibly come out. And yeah. Oh yeah. Sandy Toes right here is packaging up the Champs Club gifts right now for this month. Shout out to Sandy Toes. Thank you very much for helping us out, clean all the mud out of our gear and our guns all weekend long. All the Champs Club members that are out there, everybody who's supporting Dynasty, even those of you who are supporting Diesel, we appreciate all of that for the support. Again, if you have a gold card, a Spick and Span gold card package, there is a chance that if you open it up, there will be a third card in there, and that card will be a winner card, and you get cool prizes like HORMESIS headbands, Tiger Wear headbands, Kyle Spica jerseys, Ryan Greenspan jerseys. Awesome, lots of cool gifts and prizes.
Yeah.
Also, again, major thanks to Tom Cole, Bart Yakmak, the Major League Paintball and the NXL, along with HK Army, Brandon Fort. We've got Leds from Planet Eclipse. We've got Chris and Nick SLOWIAK from Die Paintball Precision. And last but not least, John Rathburn and everybody over at Core for helping me to get everybody in Maui some gear to play paintball. All right. So please support everybody who sponsors the show. Also, thanks in advance to Gen X Global for sending out a box of pods out to them as well. You guys all rock. Everybody here. Thank you. We're going to give everybody just a little air horn right here.
And don't miss next week. Because we're probably going to have Maddie here. With all the stats.
Yeah, we got stats coming out.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you guys later.
Glizzy lips.
Oh, glizzy lips. Look at those poor suckers. Yeah. That'll be the show. That'll be the placeholder here. Dude, his poor wife.
Oh, man.
You can hear you saying that. You're like, oh, this poor wife.